Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. It's Tuesday. We're live at 9. It's Crowcast episode 104. How are we, Crow family? Lots of people there. Hey, Kirsty. Don't forget to get involved tonight. Ask any questions you want. There's lots to go through tonight. We should be doing this over 3 shows. We've got so much to talk about. But we're going to give it a go. Shiner can't be with us tonight, unfortunately. But he sends his love, as always. Well, actually, he just gave one of those. He did one of those. But that's why we love Shiner. He'll be with us next week because there's rumors about another Crowcast next week as well. So, but anyway, more of that to come. How are we, boys?
Brilliant.
Devo, let's talk about it. We got a new age there, son. What's going on?
All good. You're very talented other half did my hair for me today, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sexy.
You are looking sexy, brother.
Thanks, Pat.
You're looking very good.
Life crisis, isn't it?
The Heath Ledger look, or maybe we should call you Keith Ledger.
Keith Ledger, like
Keith Ledger.
Looking sharp, Devo. Looking sharp.
He is.
He is, yeah.
Cheers. Hello, everyone, by the way.
Ronnie, how are you, bud?
Yeah, good, man. It's going to be a bumpy one tonight, I think, because first one back. So it's kind of like episode 104/1. I think that's what we said just before we came on. So, bear with us. Any gremlins happen, any technical issues, or just loads of kind of pauses because we're trying to work out what's going on. But it's great to be back, boys. Great to be back, connecting with everybody and having a chat and catching up, like you said, on that massive amount. Which was an incredible summer. Unbelievable summer.
It really was. And there's loads on tonight. What's happening? Stephen, Sarah, Sharon, Lisa Marie, Kirsty, Alex. Loads of people on tonight. I'm seeing a lot of names there that were at Steelhouse. So we got to talk about the tour that we're doing. We got to talk about the Bridgen gig that we're doing. We got to talk about the Google Dolls tour. We're going to talk about the Hollywood Vampires tour. We're going to talk about Steelhouse. I mean, there's so much to talk about tonight. So any questions at all, get involved. And we'll answer as many as we possibly can.
And for anybody new as well, who's probably seen the announcement that we're doing a Crowcast, wondering what a Crowcast is, all the episodes are available on YouTube. But if you want to give a brief rundown of what it is, Shane, just in case there's anybody tuning in who's like, what the hell is this? This isn't a gig. This isn't a live stream as in music.
No, this is something Crowcast is something we kind of fell into with COVID. We couldn't do live shows anymore. And this was just about staying in touch with the Crow family, the fan base. And it's just grown into 104 shows. Every Tuesday. It's been a while, man. We haven't done a Crowcast in a while, but it's talking about everything Crows, really. Every shows we do, and sharing it with the Crow family. And it's just an amazing sort of platform to keep in touch, stay as close as we can, and help each other through those tough times. But it's evolved into this unbelievable platform that we've got. So as Ron said, anyone who haven't seen it before, there's loads of episodes on YouTube. Go check it out. The first ones are really rough.
They're brilliant, man. They're great. The first ever one was brilliant. Does it work? Yeah.
Blown away by technology.
Well, what a way to kick it off. Like you just said, we got loads to talk about with the tours and stuff. But what if we say about the event that we've got this month? Because obviously we've just finished a busy schedule in the summer with the Google Dolls, Hollywood Vampires, ending in Steelhouse. We'll recap a lot of that. But before we do, there's been a lot of people asking about what's going on with the Ravens in the world.
So we are honoured to be teaming up with Bridgen Ravens. That's a Bridgen Town Rugby Club. And we're going in sort of... we're basically doing a shirt with them, with our design on, and that's going to be sort of on the 28th. That's going to be where people can see that shirt, buy that shirt, and not only have sort of sign-ins with us, but also the rugby team as well. We're going to be doing an acoustic set too, and even, yes, wait for it, DJ Dave is going to be getting up and doing a couple of numbers. Is that right, Dave?
Allegedly, yeah.
The legend that is DJ Dave. No, it's going to be an amazing day, man. Great fun. Be lots of food, lots of drink there. So yeah, tickets went on sale. They sold out in a couple of hours. It's a select few, 500 people, I think. Sold out rapid. So yeah, it's gonna be an amazing day. Hopefully, we'll have the weather on our side, and yeah, we'll make the most of it.
Yeah, and sadly, like you just said then, Shane, there was 500 tickets. I think there was only it was capped because of licensing and stuff like that because of the event. But sadly, they have all gone. I know people were hoping to kind of grab any extra tickets, or sometimes they basically say, "What's that? Don't fall asleep in the DJ box."
I can't promise anything.
Yeah, sadly, like we were hoping that more tickets could be added because there's a lot of people who missed out. But it's just one of those events. I'm sorry, guys, it did fly out the door. Like literally, like I said, 500 tickets went within hours. Like so, if more get added, you'll be the first to know. And we are back next week, so we'll try and give you more news on that if it does get increased. But at the moment, we're hearing that licensing issues. That's it. So, but tremendous.
Yeah, man, it should be brilliant.
Who you set list worked out, Dave?
Not really what you do with DJ and C-Ron. You you play the room, you know.
Bit of this.
He's like Jay from the In-Betweeners, isn't he?
Yeah. Nah, just play some songs in here. You know, everyone can join in, play some songs, have a laugh. You know, it's no big deal.
Have a kip.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
Yes,
it'll be a good day down at Brewery Field. If you got those tickets, I guarantee it'll be a great day. We'll be around all day, chatting as well, signing stuff if you want that stuff signed. So it's not just like us performing. We're sticking around for the day, as well as the Bridgend Ravens crew. They'll be there too, all the players and stuff. So yeah, man, it should be really good.
Be a good little shindig, no?
Exactly. We got to write the set list for that, mind boys.
Yeah, I know.
Point to call possibly, tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No. I don't know what day it is. Thursday. There you go.
Yeah, it's Wednesday tomorrow.
Yeah, Wednesday tomorrow. So Thursday, maybe. Yeah. What day is it?
Tuesday.
Like Tenby. So for anybody who came to the Tenby event we did, it's going to be as relaxed as that, basically, where we can kind of wander around. We'll probably have a beer with everybody at some point as well. Yeah, and it's just not, it's not your usual meet and greet where you queue up and out you go. You're paying for your ticket to hang about. I think there's food courts there as well, which is fantastic. So it'll be a good day out anyway. So
absolutely. Hopefully get our beer down there as well on sale, and yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
Yeah.
It's actually the first time as Crows we play in Bridgend as well. So
yeah,
it's a first for us, and hopefully won't be the last. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely a first for us. So that's why we're buzzed about it. And teaming up with Bridgend Ravens, we love doing things, as people know, with the beer and the hot sauce. We kept it local, with those products, and yeah, putting Bridgend back on the map, hopefully.
For the right reasons.
Yes, exactly, Lloyd.
yeah,
For the right reasons.
the right reasons.
Exactly, bro.
And the other good news as well, I don't know when it happened, whether it was when we were away and stuff, but we announced a headline tour. So it's another bit of good news as well. I'm sure it was when we were away, was it? Or just before we left? Or I can't even, it's all becoming a...
This is when we were in Deutschland, Germany.
Bang on, mate. So yeah, we have this beautiful tour, and we announced support for it as well, the Cruel Knives. For anybody who's in Steelhouse, you would have got a glimpse of them, or unless you've seen them on the road lately. And here's a close up of the dates. As you can see, Manchester is now sold out. I think I'm getting a bit of slap back there. Wolverhampton is low tickets, and Leeds is low tickets as well. So, do you want to say those? Because I think I'm getting a bit of.
And so October, on Oxford, Bournemouth, Bristol, Glasgow, Leeds, low tickets. In Wolverhampton, low tickets, and Manchester's already sold out. That's a 1,500 cap. That's gone. Brighton and London, the O2 Forum, beautiful venue. We loved that venue. Played it a couple of times. Amazing tour, man. I'm so looking forward to it. The support from the Cruel Knives. Anybody who came to Steelhouse, the Cruel Knives were there performing. Did a wicked job. It's going to be immense, man. I'm so excited about it. The fact that we can play longer, which is fantastic. It's our headline tour. We're already having ideas about songs we haven't played before on the new album. So everybody coming to the Takedown tour, you're going to hear songs that's never been played by the Crows. So we're excited about it. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man.
It's the
Really good.
Inhale Exhale Part 2, isn't it? What you didn't hear on the first tour.
Perfectly put. That's right, man. Yeah. Yeah. As well as the Crow classics, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Fair play to Manchester, though. Fair play to Manchester. The first one sold out. We always have a good one in Manchester, man. Fair play.
Oh, they love it, don't they? They love it in
Much
Manchester.
fair, eh?
I always have a really good show in Manchester. It's always a good. They fucking well up for it. Brilliant.
It always has been, like, for as long as I can remember. Manchester's always been an awesome place to play, particularly. I don't know why, it just is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never had a bad show in Manchester, in all fairness.
No.
And first one to go, and it's a decent sized venue too. It's 1,500 people sold. What was it again, Ron? Leeds, Wolverhampton were close. So yeah, man, it's exciting. We love you guys. The support has been incredible as always. But there's still some tickets left, so get on it right now. Get on it.
Can you hear my mic?
Yeah, don't hang around too long. If you kind of wait, don't, because you know what normally happens with our tours.
Yeah, but that's
absolutely.
only a bit of the tour. We got the European leg as well, which, let's be honest, is very exciting.
Yep.
Yeah,
European leg. Yeah.
So
we
we start in
ourselves,
Europe.
into other territories now, haven't we? So it'd be rude not to.
Yeah. Have we got the European poster there, or?
Can you hear me? 2 secs.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Excellent. Sorry, I had a glitch then. Yeah, it didn't upload the graphic. 2 seconds. So keep talking. I can do it.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, we start in the Netherlands, don't we? And it's the first time we've ever been to the Netherlands. We were supposed to go, weren't we, with on the Planet Rock the boat. That was over to Rotterdam, but it was kind of playing on the boat.
Yeah.
But so no, it's exciting to actually we're getting there now, and it'll be our headline run. So yeah, I mean, Netherlands. Then we go into, I know Cologne's on there. Cologne, Munich, I believe.
So
Hamburg again, Frankfurt.
Yeah, I mean, we got a good 4 or 5 dates at the start, and then we come back to the UK, and then we there we go.
Here it is, man.
There it is. So yeah, we start in the Netherlands, then over to Hamburg, Cologne, Munich, Frankfurt, and then we end after the UK. We go straight to Paris to support Aaron Jones, which I'm really excited for, man. I think that's going to be again, first time in France playing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be kick ass.
It's strange, isn't it, kicking the tour off in the Netherlands as opposed to on home soil, or it's strange, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a good laugh. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, and there's people.
No question there.
There's people in the Crow family coming out to see us. I can see there Mark Glennie, Seawan Hamburg. He's coming out to see us. There's loads of people coming out to see us. I think Bevis and Catherine are coming out to see us somewhere. I'm trying to think of who else I remembered. Annie Joyce, I think, was coming out somewhere. So it's amazing. B's coming out with Darren, I believe. Amazing support. And yeah, it is going to feel strange, lads. Starting off in Europe and then coming to the UK, kicking ass, and then back out to Paris to end. Amazing, man.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Feels really good. It actually feels like we're a proper band.
We're a proper band, man.
Yeah, because anyone who's followed us like from the start, you know the journey of where we've been and etc. So it's really nice now to
announce a tour and have Europe tag to it, because that poster, it starts to grow, doesn't it? So and as we'll touch on in a bit, we absolutely loved Europe. So we made a lot of new friends out there as well, which was fantastic. So it's kind of nice to expand the family, so.
Yeah, totally. Karen showed us the message. And how do you pronounce this place in Netherlands, lads? Because I'm going to sound like an idiot trying to pronounce that.
Nijmegen, is it?
Nijmegen.
I'm not sure. I really couldn't say.
No, me. Don't want to offend anybody.
Nijmegen.
How about Dave? Have you got your translator, Andy, or do you want me to get mine?
This is what Crowcast is all about.
This is it. Hang on, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Educational. It's educational as well as hilarious.
Well, it's just 4 Welsh lads making a mockery of stuff. That's basically
right. So how do you spell it? Give me the spelling, boys.
N-I-G.
Oh, where's it gone?
N-I-G.
M-E-G-E-N.
M.
N for Nigel.
Yeah.
I-J.
Yeah.
M-E-G-E-N. Green all day.
This is Crowcast. This is class. Lively.
This is gold. Nijmegen.
Nijmegen.
Yeah, Nijmegen.
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 As you said that,
Nijmegen.
John Hills just messaged me.
Nijmegen. There we are.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Look at the Crow family there trying to spell it so we could say it. Nijmegen. Thank you, everybody. That's amazing. Nijmegen. There we are. Peter Griffiths. Nijmegen.
Nijmegen, yeah.
Nijmegen.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we can't wait. And Hamburg and Frankfurt, we can say them. So there we go.
Hamburg. Good old Hamburg. Love it.
But yeah, it's going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Before we get on to the Google Dolls, should we do some birthdays and shout outs?
Oh, good shout, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, man. While everybody's around and.
Okay, so we start off with Leighton Hopes. Hi, boys. Any chance you could wish my lovely wife, Mandy? Mandy, boys, is the lovely lady who made the Crow Bears.
Oh, wow.
See them there? He's by there, look. There's Shane by there.
Mine's gone to the pub.
Typical Lloyd fashion, like. Hey, boys, any chance you could wish my lovely Mandy a happy birthday for the 25th of August and maybe a mention that it was our 40th wedding anniversary back in May? Cheers, Leighton. Happy birthday, Mandy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And happy anniversary, both. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We got Andrea Leach. Please, can I ask for a special mention in tonight's Crowcast? It's me and my husband, Tim. It's our 25th silver wedding anniversary today, and a shout out would make our day. Happy anniversary, both.
Happy anniversary.
The anniversary.
Silver wedding, doo-doo. A big birthday shout out to a Steelhouse legend, Natalie Newton-John. It was her birthday on Sunday, the 6th of August. Happy birthday, Nat.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Mike Ashcroft has got in touch. Hey, guys, my sister Emma has her birthday on the 10th of August. I want to say thanks for putting up with me at the gigs at Download, Steelhouse, Iron Maiden. I get too excited. I'd probably have the same expression if it was to Pow. Thanks, sis, for putting up with me. Happy birthday, big bruv. That's from Mike, Donna, and Lynette. Happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Leanne Nash, big thanks to the Crows for signing my birthday card at Steelhouse. Liz Davis, you are amazing and I love you. Thanks, Crows, and you made my birthday so special. Happy birthday, Leanne.
Happy birthday.
And last but not least, Mikey and Key from Steelhouse Festival. It's their silver wedding anniversary today. Big love to you both. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
The anniversary.
And also, it's Mikey's birthday tomorrow. He didn't say how old he was, but he might actually be older than the mountain. Just saying.
Old as
Happy
the
birthday,
hills, like.
Happy birthday.
Can't wait for the catch up, Mikey boy.
Old as
And
the
that's
hills.
all the shout outs.
Beautiful. Should we get
So,
into
yeah.
the Google Dolls?
Goo Goo Dolls.
Oof. Don't it seem like ages ago?
Oh, boys,
It
it
was?
feels like years ago.
Yeah, but
It was a lifetime ago, that was.
It does seem like a long time ago. It's really hard.
Even
'cause
when we
obviously-
were still on the road, it felt like years. Years had passed in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I overheard one of I think it was Shane. You guys are talking. Shane were like, "Shit, I forgot we did that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
mad.
It's like I've never experienced anything like it where so little time has passed, but it feels like so long ago. I don't know why that was, because we did so much in such a short space of time. I don't know, but it was it
It's
just
got,
feels
it's
Yeah,
got to
I-
be. It's
Oh,
got to be
God,
because we went from tour to tour, isn't it? It's got to be the
I
like we
know.
literally jumped onto another tour. That's got to be the reason why.
I know why you
yeah,
felt.
yeah,
You
because
feel
it was
like that, Dave.
two tours back to back, wasn't it? So
It's that bottle of red wine
gotta
at
be
10 in the
why.
morning that done that.
yeah, but I really enjoyed the Google Dolls tour. I did personally. I think it was a good opportunity for us to hit fans that wouldn't normally have caught us.
Yeah.
It's like a bit of a different market to what our usual sort of pool is. I think we benefited from it. And I think we seem to go down real well. Like I think, and the
That's a
Google Dolls
stunning
fans
venue.
love to sing. They love to sing. I did
Yeah.
notice that,
Yeah.
because Google Dolls are quite a sort of sing-along band, and they.
Yeah. Totally,
Love-
bad.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah, and yeah, awesome crowds every single night, wasn't it?
It
Those
Yeah.
are
was.
awesome venues. There's
The
the boys
boys
one, John and Robbie were there.
Boys.
Yeah.
They were very kind to us.
Can we go back to the photos, Ron? There's some beautiful venues on this tour, boys. When I look at that.
Bournemouth. That's on our headline run, isn't it?
Do you know that's what you've just hit the nail there, Shane. That's going to be like the theme tonight. I think the couple of months we've had, some of the venues we've played have just been absolutely magnificent. Like over all the tours, like do you know what I mean? Just some incredible scenes, like so. But yeah,
Yeah,
you are
man.
right. Just some of the venues are just absolutely beautiful. Like so.
So can you
London.
tell me, but you know what I'm like? I can't remember where we've played. What's the first one? What's the first photo?
That's Bournemouth. That is.
Bournemouth.
That's
Yeah.
It's a banger, that is. Next one?
Sheffield?
I think that was Sheffield, wasn't it?
Sheffield. Yeah.
Was it?
Cool. I would have gone with
Sheffield
Bristol.
Academy is a lot like Manchester Ritz, isn't it?
No, that was Sheffield because nobody was allowed on the balcony, if you remember right.
Ah, yes.
Apart
Good
from that.
shout. Okay, that's a good shout. And then
Manchester.
That's Manchester, I
Manchester,
think.
yeah.
I love that venue, and then obviously London, isn't it?
That's a
That's
banger. Isn't it?
Stunning venue.
Famous Hammersmith Apollo,
Yeah.
now
Absolutely.
known as the Eventim Apollo.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the floor, it's just like that, isn't it? It's like
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times I've been there is like for a show they have the seating going down and stuff like that. So yeah, it was nice to see. Nice to see it from the other side of the stage. In all honesty,
And yet again, I think like if we rewind back and we to our first day going with them, just a level up again with the production, the amount of crew that they had, the rules, the standard, everything was like completely different level, which was magnificent and a lot for us all to learn as well. Catering, I said that, yeah, you bang on. I said to Shane earlier, we're going to mention the catering, like so.
so good.
Can you remember the company, boys? Because me and Shane were trying to remember the company. We've got it added and written down.
Rock and Rogue
Oh.
Catering. Rock and Rogue.
Rock
Rock
and
and
Roll. Yeah, it was this
Roll.
guy called Liam, wasn't it?
Yeah, Liam
I
was
don't remember
class.
the other fella's name.
Jay.
Yeah, man.
But man, some good eats that was every day.
It was
Unbelievable.
ridiculous. It was 3-course meals, like at every
was.
possible. Yeah.
Just
Insane.
It was all right.
prime.
Yeah, so yet again, bit behind the scenes, and some people might not know it, so it's not like telling people how to suck eggs, but on certain tours, they do pay for catering, and this was our first support tour with catering. So we're used to kind of doing your sound check, then you have to kind of go out and fend for yourselves, the new boys. So,
Yeah.
but with this, they brought their own crew, they paid for catering, their own chefs and stuff. So it was, it was just a dream to turn up, and there was just constant coffee or 3 meals a day, like Dave just said then. Like, so it got to the
three
point.
meals sitting, you mean?
Yeah, it got to the point where
Three
I
meals,
think all of us
three
just
meals,
was
3
like,
times a day.
I've got to have something light today. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was mad, like, because it was very good food as well. It's not like you were eating crap all night, like, you know. So
Cheesecake, New York style cheesecake, a cheese board, a cheese platter, steaks. You could have. It was just, but even the veggie options. It was always a really good veggie option, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You know, it's just. Oh, put it this way: it's the first ever time I've seen an oven be put into a flight case. It was
Yeah.
banging.
It must have been good, boys.
I love how we've spoken a lot more about the catering than the actual show so far.
No, it must have been
Keep
good because
going.
even Shiner was eating food, and Shiner doesn't eat food. Shiner's like goes to the local spa, picks up his sandwich and his bag of crisps, and he's happy. Shiner
Chicken,
was
wasn't it?
loving this food. That's how good this food was.
he was
he
funny,
having his
wasn't
salmon
he?
fillets and all this, wasn't
We'd
he?
be sitting there like, he's going, "Oh, Shane, is that fish?"
No, it was so funny. I
fucking
think it was
salmon, Shane.
Bournemouth. He goes,
It was Bournemouth.
that it said salmon, but this doesn't taste like salmon. I said, no, you're eating chicken, Shine. And he went, I thought it wasn't right. I said, that's salmon, but it is. So I went and got him a plate of salmon, and he had both. He was eating like a trooper, wasn't he? Fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
man. It's
But where
definitely
was
way
the
to
place,
go.
boys, where he was on the Google Dolls tour where it absolutely chucked it down with rain?
I was,
That was
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Oh man, everybody was queuing up, and obviously it was another beautiful venue. Everyone was queuing up, and the heavens opened. I felt so sorry for everybody queuing up. Like, and there's a massive fire. I just don't bring everyone in. Like, and they left them outside. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was brutal. That weather was.
I think people were buying merch just for dry merch, not just for they wanted a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh man, felt so bad. That was a great show as well, mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, there wasn't a bad one, was there? In all fairness, it was all of them were just awesome. Like
Yeah.
London was the one
felt
for
super
me.
comfortable.
Manchester and London, they were the two for me. Like as an individual, they really it hit the spot. Then the both nights for me, I was fucking firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I enjoyed London. I did. I think the beautiful venues or the way they look like. Well, it's just old school, innit? But like even our sound guy Jake was like, the acoustics in this room are phenomenal. Like it's made for bands, innit? You know what I mean? It's not just like a big square room. Some of these venues are beautiful, as you just seen. Like, but yeah, the acoustics and everything. I could really tell that. And even the audience was saying that, like after the show, oh, the sound in that room was amazing. Yeah, amazing tour, that. Fair play. And thank you so much to John and Robbie for having us, and all their crew, and especially the catering.
Yeah, that's right. Hit the buffet.
Especially the catering.
Incredible.
Baked potato soup. Oh my God. Changed my life.
It was funny, man. That
Ronnie
was hilarious.
The soup every day. He'd come in and he'd be just like, "What soup is this?" Straight away, and then he'd give us his review of all the soup.
The soups were incredible. They were absolutely magical. I mean, every day you've seen, boys, I was soup more than pudding. Like, do you get what I mean? It was incredible. It was incredible. Some days I didn't even have.
I just laughed.
Unbelievable. That guy.
I just laughed, man. I was when we were in Bristol, I was looking, like, I could see you going around going, and you were telling all our, the soup, man. And then you go to every crew member and tell them how good the fucking soup was.
I love good food, and you could tell it was made. It was just so nice, like so much flavor, and yet again, like I've never seen a baked potato soup with some sprinkles of like proper bacon and all. It was insane. It was insane. Like you said, Dave, we've talked about the catering more than the fucking shows. Like, do you know what I mean? So
super duper,
unbelievable. Devil's eggs as well, boys. Oof, good God.
They were good.
What was it? Deviled eggs.
Deviled
Yeah.
eggs, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're those sort of like they take the thing out and season them and put them back in and sprinkle paprika on and all that, don't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. Absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. But what was magnificent as well, we'd come out of every gig and there would always be new fans, which is amazing. There was always somebody new who couldn't believe. And some of these people as well, they'd be listening to Planet Rock and they're like, oh, we'd never heard of the band. So it goes to show, like, you know, there's still a lot of work to do for us and for any band out there. When you think, oh yeah, you know, we're playing to everybody we can, there's always new supporters or somebody new to catch your band, like, you know, and fair play as well. You know, a lot of people were there for a support act, and I love that because there's so many gigs I go to where, you know, you see like loads of crowds of people come in late because they can't be bothered to watch the first or second band or whatever, and they're only there for the main band. But it was really nice to see pretty much full rooms for all the shows, like, you know. So yet again, fantastic. Beautiful tour.
Great
Really
tour,
was.
great tour, absolutely amazing tour.
Do we go straight into the next one?
Before we do, he's
Swatting away the fly.
all right. Trying to catch a fly, like Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw a question there, and they were saying about what about Swansea Arena? Like, we haven't really talked about that, have we? Like,
No.
This is what I mean. I didn't know how far back.
yeah.
'Cause we haven't even done our tour, really. Jesus Christ.
Well, I tell you what, let's box Clever Beer now. We
Go
can
on.
start about the vampires, and then we can explain why we went on the UK leg. And then we can go because we already played Swansea Arena. And then we can go into Swansea Arena. So let's do that.
Okay.
Hollywood Vampires next.
Action. Go on, then.
Right. Go on, Dave.
We left London, basically, didn't we?
Yeah, well, the bus was late picking us up. So we had a tour bus, a German tour bus company pick us up, which was an experience.
What was that?
It was an experience. It was like prison on wheels, you know, in a good way, in a really good way. Yeah, so it was late picking us up, and then, of course, we have a ferry crossing. We got to get to the Carnet office, so everything's sort of on a time frame.
Lloyd, let me jump in there. We should have known the signs with Thomas, and I meant to say it, boys. We should have seen the signs that night when the bus was hour and a half, 2 hours late, because he kept going around in a circle. Because, like, basically, he told the one girl on the gate, I'm going to turn around, and she said, fucking good luck, because it was a one-way, wasn't it? So it was like, well, knowing Thomas now, our driver for anybody, and if you're watching Thomas, you know, good luck. Basically, it was good luck. It was, it was a weird one, because he just, like, Thomas was very, like, if he decided something, that was it. We learned that with him, and it's not a German thing because we met plenty of German and they were beautiful. But Thomas was he was so stubborn. I think that there was so many.
Thomas really does what Thomas wants to do.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch him in action because sometimes he really did get his way, like, do you know what I mean? Which was beautiful to see how he managed to do it. But that night he was late. Sorry, before we but there was the flag. I never thought of that till the other day. I was like, fucking hell.
Right.
It was there right from the start, like with old Thomas, the character, like,
So,
you know. So
I think we did end up missing our ferry, didn't we?
Yep.
Did we? Yeah, we did. So I got woken up by our tour manager, which I'm not gonna lie, really fucking pissed me off. This pissed me off. And Dave got woken up saying, you need to get off the bus, take your passport, and take a bag because you need to be scanned. I was like, I'm half asleep. Like, what the hell? What's all this about? Why ain't everyone else getting off? Right, and he singled us out. I was like, all right, okay, it's going to be like ours here. Okay, no problem. Anyway, and then they got this French guy going, come on. I'm like, dude, I've just woken up. Give me a second, like, and trying to get my pants, my clothes on, like. So anyway,
pants on, like.
go through the metal detector. Everything's fine. Up back on the bus. And then I'm like, oh, right, well, I'm awake now. The sun's coming up. It's 4 in. I can see the beautiful white cliffs of Dover. And I'm like, oh, right, I might as well go in the ferry terminal and buy myself some sunglasses and have a coffee. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And then we got on the ferry. And I think you boys you went up to the club, didn't you? The club lounge.
Yeah.
Aye, the luxury
was like-
lounge.
I was pissed
the
off.
luxury lounge.
Oh,
I was
beautiful,
pissed off.
boys.
I
That was such a good start.
refused to pay 27 quid to go in the luxury lounge.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because I was pissed off and I was just being a dick. I was like, I'm not going in there.
But on the other side of this,
Sure.
myself, Mr. Greenall, and Mr. Winchurch, we so enjoyed our 27
Exactly.
pounds worth.
Exactly.
It started with Dave
I
going
had-
right to the back of the room, grabbed a bottle of champagne.
And off he
I
went.
walked out with a bottle of wine, didn't I? I was like, I paid 27 quid, so I went behind the bar, picked up a bottle of wine, and just walked off with it. Left with it. I was like, thank you. Take care with me.
Champagne
I got my
breakfast,
money's
wasn't
worth.
it? Yeah, champagne breakfast. Nah, that was the way to do it. And 27 quid, that was not bad for what we had, boys. We had quite a bit of food, drink.
I wouldn't know, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
After we stuffed our pockets and our rucksacks with all the bits off the counter and all that afterwards, like
I didn't. Just saying.
I remember Ronnie was like rustling when he was walking down, like packaging.
Oh yeah, Ronnie had like 6 bags of crisps in his jacket. Like,
so that's where they came from, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Yeah,
Chris.
this was just stuffed.
Well, like we said,
every
we paid like the
pocket.
£27, so we were like literally trying to fill and bring it all back to the bus. Then, like, do you know what I mean? Because I think we brought back water, we brought back cans of lemonade, which I don't even drink, but I was thinking of mixers in case we had like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was just we made the most of that 27. We had a full brekkie, champagne, whatever. Like, I think I was stuffing a croissant at my top as well, and Nutella.
I mean, if you
brown
had
sugar.
the stomach free, you could have had about 20 bottles of champagne. Do you know what I mean? You know, you could have literally got your money's worth. But
So yeah, then we hopped back on the bus and then made our way across Europe into Germany, wasn't it, boys? And we stopped at that Burger King, was it? And then one of our drivers decided to jump off the bus onto another bus. And then that's the last time we ever seen Lars.
oh, Lars,
Which was one of the other
Lars, I remember
drivers.
Lars.
And then we were left with Thomas. So,
Oh, it's mental.
at least for Lars being there, it was a bit of back and forth, wasn't it? I mean, Thomas, Slayer or Elvis. That's the only thing he likes listening to.
yeah.
All right, okay. So he loved Dave's
He was a
playlist.
character when he was a character.
He was. So the first show was in Hamburg, Stad Park.
Yeah.
Have we got a photo of that, Ron?
I have, my man. There we go.
There they are, man.
There it is. It was cool, wasn't it? It was like a little, like,
Amphitheater, sort of like park.
yeah, like a little outdoor amphitheater sort of area with a little mound in front of the
It's
stage.
wicked.
You can see there, the bit of grass there.
Yeah. So everything in polythene
and-
with it is like the Hollywood Vampires risers, and they've got a bit of what do they call that thing? The platform that goes up the front, lads.
Runway.
A runway, yeah. And there was strict instructions. You cannot go any of that. So that was really hard. So I couldn't even like, you know me, CrowFamily, I like to go for a wander. I couldn't even like walk on them. I couldn't go on the green there on the mound into the crowd. That was all a no-no. So on all the shows, that was really hard. I had to be quite disciplined and just go left and right, which was quite difficult
Yeah.
for me. But same with you, Lloyd, as you like to get about as well.
Oh,
But,
in some parts, I was like, oh, fuck, should I get us kicked off the tour here or not? Like,
that's it, did it? But they had they had amazing effects as well on the tour Hollywood Vampires, and the production was amazing. Again, you know, we're talking about playing with the bigger boys, and that is the next level. You know what they bring, the production and stuff, and we're blown away really by Hollywood Vampires, what they do. But yeah, that first one was amazing. There was a couple of people I saw. I think Shelley came to that. Yeah, Shelley Skerritt was on that one. I'm sure I saw it to my
Yeah,
right.
she was a couple, wasn't she? You and Chris.
Yeah.
Ran in
Yeah.
Berlin.
Yeah. But again, it was like you know, no one knew us there, and it was all brand new, and our first show was a little nerve wracking, but you know,
Kind of
third
makes
shot-
you want to up the ante even more, doesn't
Yes,
it? Do you know what I mean? Having that,
yes.
right? Come on, we got a fucking point to prove here, and we're gonna fucking do that.
Yeah,
I
totally.
love that.
Totally. And it wasn't just like the runners and stuff we weren't allowed to go on. There was a Johnny Depp step as well when he plays on the
I was on
right,
that. I was up on that. Don't worry about it.
on the right hand side.
Oh,
There's
the
a step
Depp
about this big, like a little thing, but on the step it said Johnny Depp step. And
Depp step.
oh, Depp step, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I mean, amazing first one, and we didn't want to sort of upset anyone, so we just best behavior, get it done, and on to the next one. Like, but that was a really strange outdoor festival. It didn't look big, but then the people came, and then it was like, whoa, that's a fair size. Like, so very cool.
It was a 5,000 or 6,000, I think, for that one.
Yeah.
That's
So
wicked.
it's not bad. Not bad.
First time over there on a tour in front of that many people in the audience. I mean, that's how to do it, boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
they were a good crowd as well, weren't they? They were a good crowd.
They were, dude. They were. Is there a Welsh flag in the centre there? On the photo.
I don't know. I thought it was Spirit
Chinese
58.
flag.
Don't know.
I can't see now. I can't see.
Don't know. But then we jumped back on the bus and we headed to Berlin.
Yeah.
Mm.
Woke
Yeah,
up
that was
in
an
Berlin.
incredible. That was another like incredible venue, Berlin.
Mm.
Because surrounded by the moat.
The Citadel, wasn't it? It was called the Citadel.
Yeah, it was a Spandau Citadel, wasn't it? So it was inside like a fortress.
It looked
yeah.
very, I mean, careful how I say this, but you could see that it was used many years ago, I'd imagine, for obvious things. And it was actually, it was a beautiful place, really. I mean, especially above the hill where all the catering was and the dressing room blocks. I mean, you overlooked that big. Was there a lake? That one? That was the lake, wasn't it? It was really cool.
Yeah, that's where I got bitten by the mozzies when I.
Yeah,
So-
Ronnie had an absolute outing. If we had good catering, the Mozzies had good catering on Ronnie in Berlin. Let me tell you.
God, honestly, it was. I'd made the mistake of phoning the missus outside our bus, which was right next to the water, and I think, the light of the phone. I don't know. It was just, and I think they got on the bus as well. I'm convinced that there was a few of them on the bus because a couple of the boys had bites, but not as bad. It was just like, it was a nightmare. But the actual place and the surrounding was just, it was phenomenal, wasn't it? Like, it was, and we were parked right with all their buses and stuff, so it was like we were literally part of the circus, as I call it. Like, we were literally part of their tour. So where a lot of people thought we might be kept away from them, this was the clear sign that we were literally rolling with the vamps, like, so all their buses were, I can say it now because they're not on the road, but all their buses were coded, as me and Lloyd kind of broke the code on a couple of them. So we worked that one out, and then it was just such a surreal venue and surrounding. I think that was a great one where, like, we met a couple of them, or we'd kind of come across them, because we haven't said in all of this, even when we went to the first gig, we weren't, like I said, yet again, a lot of people, it might be a question that pops up there, I don't know if I'm answering it, did we meet them? But we weren't kept away from them, so it was it was beautiful, because I genuinely thought going into it we might be kept away and you might only get to see them from a stage or something like that, but we were literally, some cases, right next to their dressing rooms, because that's where we were, we're all working together, like, so
I think the first day in Hamburg, we were in the catering sort of area, weren't we? And in walks Johnny Depp and goes like that to us.
Yeah.
And then Dave, you were in the toilet. I'm gonna urine. You having a piss?
Yeah.
And Alice Cooper fucking comes in next to you, and what did you say to him?
I just introduced myself. I said,
you offered to shake his hand or
me.
something, but you're a bit busy right now, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We'll shake your hand, but we're a bit busy right now.
Yeah, yeah, something along those lines.
But he loved you, bro.
Bit of an
He
intimate first
he
meet.
loved you. And
Yeah, he was just nice and friendly. He was just really nice and friendly and
I tell you,
personable.
that's what I like. That was like Lloyd said. That we were sitting down in the catering square, and it was outside. And the first person that came in was Alice Cooper, and he kind of shouted. He was like, "It's okay, guys, we're here." So it wasn't even a case of like getting them in, and nice and quiet.
Yeah.
It was normal. It was natural, and he was the first one, and everybody, every single one of them had a smile on their face, like they were buzzing to be there. They were buzzing to play, and I think, yeah, Tom, they all had cupcakes with their faces on them, didn't they? Made.
Yeah.
And that Tommy found that hilarious. Like he's like, "Oh, I've never had a cupcake with my face on, man." And they were eating these cupcakes, and yeah, they were right there, like, and weren't afraid to just be themselves, I guess. But yeah, Johnny Depp though, let's get this clear. Like Johnny Depp has got his own security, and it's like it is a different thing compared to the likes of Tommy or Chris or any other member in our band. It's another level.
I didn't realize that who Johnny Depp sort of let's call it like personal bodyguard was until we came home after the first leg.
Yeah.
And I was just scrolling through social media and I said, "Oh my, that's him. I've had fucking dinner sat next to him. What a lovely guy." And he genuinely was. His bodyguard was a really sweet guy. And I remember just
the only reason I knew they were
is
because
just didn't give off that impression of that I'm in charge. It was just like we knew not to fucking be a nuisance, but they were cool. They were just cool, and it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
but like Shane said, I mean, it was easier to talk to. It was easier to sort of engage more with the likes, even Buck Johnson,
it was great.
Chris Weiss, Tommy. He was quite really sociable. He was kind of everywhere, wasn't he?
He was super friendly. He was, Tommy, in all fairness to him. The Buck thing was funny because I think there was a couple of us side of stage and they were playing in the concert. And I always tell my family the same. It's just, if you were there, you get it. I think it was brilliant as you were there because it almost, for me, it looked like he like hovered over to us because it was he like came off the riser, didn't he? And then he just come around and he was like, "Hey," and he obviously there was the first gig we played and stuff, and he was like, "Great to have you on the tour and stuff, and I'll catch you tomorrow." And then he almost kind of floated back onto his riser and just carried on rocking out. It was just so fucking, it was perfect, like within the beats of the song, like, so but fucking really cool guy, super welcoming, and he was always like that, I think, for the rest of the tour, wasn't he? Like,
oh, he's cool as fuck. I mean, and for those that are watching, if you're not familiar with who Buck Johnson is, he's actually the keyboardist and pianist in Aerosmith. Yeah, he does a lot of session work. Played for a lot of other massive artists and bands, but he's predominantly with Aerosmith. So yeah, but what a really sweet guy, and just constantly just really like, "Hey man," just chilled, and even his tech, he was a lovely guy.
Yeah,
he was just a great team.
Really were.
All their crew were just like the nicest, lovely guys. So happy to just have us there to watch. They call us over, come and stand in my little area, and you come and watch a show and come and look at these guitars, and just super nice to us. Didn't need to be. They literally didn't need to be, did they? But they were.
They were amazing, man. From day one, everybody was. Did you ever see Buck without the shades on? Nope. Never saw him without shades on.
No.
So he was dressed pristine every time we saw Buck. There was no, I'm going to get into my wardrobe. I think that went for all of them, didn't it?
Even Chris Weiss, I had a chat to him. I know I'm jumping ahead here, but it was in Scarborough. I was talking to him just as I was getting in the shower. just about to jump in, and he's there, and he's stood there and, hey man, how you doing? And then we get talking, and I said, I gotta be honest with you, that was a really nice leather jacket you have. He goes, yeah man, a friend of mine from LA, he wanted me to have it, but I didn't want to pay for it because it's worth $8,000. And he goes, it's actually python leather. And I was like, that's fucking incredible. I was like, you want to look after that? But
Python.
yeah,
Look after that.
fucking brilliant guy, like.
Yeah, amazing. Brilliant. And then we went off to Clam in Austria.
Yeah, but before then, we did have a show book for Mines.
Mines?
Yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it?
Mines, yeah.
Saying that wrong. Just to explain to anybody who's tuning in yet again who was going to that show, because we had a lot of messages. It was just logistical. There was nothing wrong with the vamps. There was nothing wrong with our team. There was nothing to look into. It was just logistical of, I think, the town curfew, and because of as Shane and Will explain throughout all of this, when they arrive to a place, it's such a big thing. It's nothing like I've ever seen from a band where, with police escorts, etc., etc. And it was one of those shows where we had to kind of move on to the next one, wasn't it, boys, rather than play that show, because they would have taken our slot, so there was no support. So yeah,
I think their stage time was like 7 p.m. So it was like a really early one. And
Yeah,
I remember
the mayor had said that there was only a certain amount of time that you could make noise for, and it was something like 2 hours or something. The last show was a certain amount of time. It just didn't work for us. And this is so yeah, it wouldn't have made sense for us to go down to Mains, would it?
But yet again, nothing but
Which
love
is a shame. But
from their team and their crew and everything. And we were looked after, and we went on to have, for some of us, was a couple of cool days off. For some of us, it was absolutely fucking frightening and terrible. Because it was like, as I said, I got bitten, so I kind of spent the next couple of days just being a big wuss and kind of like getting as much cream as possible. Lloyd and the boys went for a beautiful swim. Well, actually, to paint the picture, our day off, our TM was like, let's go to a water park. And I think me and Shane were on the fence whether we wanted to go or not, but we decided to go on a nice fucking chill. There's not many days, is there, Shane, where you can relax because of the singing and stuff like that. So we thought we'd go for a nice day, maybe have a few cheeky beers and all of that. And the fucking place we ended up going, I mean, A, it was ages away from anything. And B, when we dropped the boys off to the water park, me and Shane were like, oh, right, cool. So where's the town from you? And it was a case of, oh, well, it's that way. So we had to walk. I had to walk with my gammy leg, which started to flare up. And then, like, we get to this fucking town. And honestly, I've seen some sleepy towns in Britain where there's nothing going on. This one, there was genuinely nothing going on. Like,
Nothing.
it was like Bully's special prize. Look what you could have won. Because every pub we Googled, every place we went for food was literally closed or looked closed for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
We found the most peculiar little pool hall behind like a factory, whatever, which was fucking miles out of the town. And a couple of games of pool and some shit beer. There was like, my stupid idea was to leave there where there was actually something to do. It was like, we'll go back into town. We're bound to find something. And then finally, like, the boys had finished their epic day as they came to tell us in the end. Like, we've had such an amazing day. And I was walking around and I had to get Shane to kind of help me find a chemist to try and find every fucking spray, every cream to stop my leg from ballooning,
bug repellent, like.
Yeah.
Ronnie literally went to every chemist in this town. It must be 3 or 4 shops.
Yeah.
But Ronnie's right. Like, there was even pubs we went into, like, the door wasn't locked. You walk in and go, hello. Like, there's nobody there. Like, nobody's serving, but you can just walk into this pub. It was the strangest thing. So we left there. I think we had a coffee and a cake, and then just went on to the next chemist.
Yeah.
And then we all kind of ended up in Aldi, wasn't it?
Well, we met the boys, and then This is what I mean. This is tour life. This is the point of this show and stuff, because you give the truth and what happens behind the scenes, some of it. But it was a case of you couldn't have had any light and dark, because like me and Shane were saying what a poor choice it was and how the day went bad and blah blah blah, and then the boys were absolutely beaming, pretty much sunburned.
I was fucking red raw. I was.
And we find out that they've had this incredible day swimming, and the pools were amazing, and they even had a bar, and there was food there, and it was like, fucking tidy. It's like, great, okay. Look,
We had a race, didn't we, Dave? We had a race. It was a proper 50-meter pool as well, 50-meter Olympic-sized swimming pool. So with the sort of diving podiums, and we had a race, and I won.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a race because I don't think they even got.
Fuck off! I won, all right. No. I won. You didn't. You fell down the fucking steps.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah, and then Shiner was just on the bus. He just did that, as Shane said. It was like, do you want to go to the water park? No. Do you want to go
kicking off that his date had run out?
You want to go for a beer? Yeah, want to go for a beer in town? No. But Shiner probably stayed in the most fucking unsafe place ever, because when we pulled up to this place, I don't want to say the name because I don't want a bad. I think pretty much all of us phoned our loved ones and said this could be the last night. I know I did, because I was like flashing around the place. It looked like something from Dusk Till Dawn.
It's a fucking dodgy ass place, man.
It was out in the middle of nowhere.
Less said about that place, the fucking better.
Yeah, the driver decided to take us there. It was just yeah. And I think Shane made the joke, it's Dusk Till Dawn and 12 o'clock, everything's going to kick off.
Well, it was when said owner opens up the back of his 1950s fucking larder, the boot, and pulls this blanket like that, and it's a fucking machete. I'm like, fuck.
I didn't even know that. I just seen the giant. What was
it's literally like Skin Dread. Nobody gets out alive.
I did not know that. All I remember was the giant, what we called the cooking pot, because it was a metal jacuzzi, a metal black hole. You can't write this shit. It was a hot tub, wasn't it? Sorry, yeah. Their hot tub, which had the hot tub sign, was a fucking cooking pot. It had a roof. It was a black cast iron fucking cooking pot, and then next to it was the like chill out area, which looked like the sacrifice table, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our imaginations are literally running wild, and like I didn't even know that storyline. So yeah, we go back, and obviously we have a barbecue, which I was a bit worried of what was on the menu. And then obviously I go back to the bus, and I'm putting my leg up and stuff, and China's getting kept, and then I hear music kick off at night, and I'm like, this is where everybody dies. Because this place was so quiet, wasn't it, boys? It was just so eerie and like it was almost that. I'm not trying to kind of make it. It was the Titty Twister. Claire's just said on there. Now,
yeah, that's a good reference.
It was very much the Titty Twister, because when I FaceTimed home, my missus told me to go around the back just to see if it dropped down. Like, do you know what I mean? So it was.
Yeah.
But it won't be going back.
As you can see, we survived, so it was one of those. So that turned out like one of the most weirdest, like,
fucking belter of a night there. For all honesty, like it was weird as fuck. Right, a great night.
We did have a good night.
Life, isn't it? Yin yang.
We had a few drinks. We had a few sing-alongs. Lloyd bust the fence. It was class.
Leant against the fence.
It was just again. We Lloyd. There was a goat wandering around.
Olaf the goat eating the bills, wasn't he? He's eating the bloke's bills, like.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was just nuts. Just random as fuck. It was cool as fuck.
I just, to say the least, I was more than happy to see the back of that place. It was like, right, but it just, never again. Like, fuck that.
And off we pulled, an Austria bound, wasn't it?
Yeah. Fuck for that. That was a long old day, wasn't it? Driving to Austria.
Yeah.
It was a long old day.
It was just mad though. Like I said, we had this But he was funny because we took him out. I mean, like I said, we took him out for a beer one night and you could really get his personality and stuff. But he was so stubborn. So we were like, can you like drive to Austria in the night where we can have a sleep on the bus? And he'd be like, no,
I leave now.
I leave now.
I need sleep. Oh, all right. Well, what about the past 2 days where we've been fucking parked up while you've been getting pissed over there?
Yeah.
I need sleep.
Yeah.
He was hungover to fuck come back, wasn't he?
Did a number on him all night. Fair play to you, boys. Fair play to you. But yeah, Austria was next. And probably like one of my favorite shows, like, you know, it was just because of everything that was there. It was spectacular in all fairness.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, anyone, even the Crow family, I believe Clam Castle is what Rapunzel's castle was based off for
Yes.
Disney.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I heard that too.
So to go up there and like me, and did you come up, Shane, or was it just me and Dave? You
No,
come
I
up
was
there,
there.
and
Yeah.
I had a look, like, see that big banking? We walked all the way up that, which doesn't look much here, but that was a fucking good calf stretcher. That was.
It was.
And then
It was
see where
beautiful up
the
there, wasn't
sort
it?
of top fence is. It goes up again, probably
Yeah.
another 30 foot.
Yeah.
And we had a little walk around the sort of courtyard of the castle, and it was stunning. It was stunning.
Beautiful.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
Austria, man, I
beautiful,
love
wasn't it?
Austria. It's a stunning place.
Yeah, it was a beautiful castle, wasn't it? And like they had all the like up in the top of the
Stunning.
castle, they had all the sort of VIP
Yeah,
seating areas and stuff where you'd sort of sit and overlook and stuff like that. And it was really, really, you know, you could have a nice romantic meal there if you wanted, couldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Beautiful there it was.
That's where
Really,
the last
really lovely. Yeah.
that's where the last of the Great Pretenders was formed, wasn't it? In Austria, like.
Yeah.
The
So the
cigar-
last of the Great Pretenders, just to let
Agreed.
everybody know,
Oh,
is
yeah,
is
Austria was that amazing
our
backstage
private
place, with all the hot
smoking
tub and
cigar
everything,
club. Because I accidentally bought a packet of cigars, like the shitty Pall Mall ones, by mistake, thinking it was cigarettes. And basically, we formed a smoking club called Last of the Great Pretenders.
Yeah.
We should really get some merch on a go, boys.
With a cigar.
Yeah.
Like.
Would you like to smoke a cigar for a ballroom, would you?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like we were backstage there. We were in a hot tub. There was a jacuzzi. We were in the hot tub smoking cigars, drinking Austrian beer, listening to the Hollywood Vampires whilst they were on stage, 30 feet away playing or whatever it was, 50 feet away playing. It was the life, wasn't it? Mountains in the background.
Well, it was
Just
class,
something
man. We
better.
got to meet some really cool people that day. I mean,
Yeah.
bless him, I forget his name, but the guy from Isle of Tone, the one who gave us those guitar straps, Shane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a really sweet guy. And like behind this stage, you had like it was like loads of like sort of huts, really nice sort of huts, like log cabin kind of things, and they were all the dressing rooms. And then you had like a nice little like park benches with a green area in the middle of it with a swimming pool, a hot tub, and then there was like a bar area of like this massive screen, so you could actually watch the show from behind the stage. So we just chilled there, didn't we, and watched the vampires. And then
Yeah. It was
Dave
like a really
Dave did his famous sort of the Wayne's World skit, didn't you, bro? When Alice come off stage.
well. Not intentionally, I didn't know. Not intentionally, but apparently I did.
He loved him, man.
They all came down from the stage, down the steps to that part where Dave did his Wayne's World thing. But then as they're doing that, you'd see blue flashing lights. And there was two policemen on bikes, like giving Johnny Depp, who's jumped in a car, the police escort out of the area, like. So as the rest of the lot are coming down the steps, and Dave's like,
Perry was in that as well, Joe Perry.
oh, yes, he was. Must have been, because he wasn't with them, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had done the blue light thing, like, so yeah.
That's the way
mad.
to get out there, innit? Shiner beat them, oh. Shiner. I just remember us stood by the bar, and then I think somebody wanted more drinks, and they were like, go in our dressing room. Can't. Shiner's taking the rider to the bus. The guy
yourself,
who doesn't drink or anything took all the drink to the bus.
Yeah, it was the worst one because it was like the perfect place to hang out. You know, like after a show, sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that was the perfect
And it was chilled, wasn't it?
because
Do
it
you know
had
what I mean? It was-
everything. It was really chilled at the TV and all of that. Yeah, it was fucking beautiful. That was, in all
Yeah,
fairness.
it was cool.
That was one of my favorites, only because of like it just kind of yet again it was kind of a weird when we pulled up. You could just see the castle glowing, and they obviously had the event on that day, didn't they? Because it was a weekend festival.
Yeah.
And it just I don't know, it just looked, oh, this is different. We don't, you know what I mean? We'd never played most of these places, to be honest. We've just never played in that kind of environment, like, you know. So, and I don't think like a couple of them. I think it was said, I'm not sure who said it, but I don't think many bands do in some of them, like, do you know what I mean? So I know some of them have annual like festivals and stuff, but a couple of them, it was just like almost exclusive to the Vamps, wasn't it? Like, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Absolutely.
privilege.
Yeah, really.
Most of them were privilege. All of them were a privilege for us to be there.
So
No question
Clam,
there.
Clam Live, I think on the weekend before they had Volbeat there, Diamond Head,
that's right.
Jack Johnson was there,
Mm.
Lionel Richie was there.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of like it's like a really spread out festival over a month or two.
But it wasn't just Clam, but that was Berlin as well.
Berlin,
Not
yeah.
Berlin, or the first one. Where was the first one we played?
Oh,
Hamburg.
Hamburg, sorry.
They were doing
Yeah.
Hamburg. Yeah, it was like these venues are catered for like the one-offs type thing.
Kind of like your Cardiff Castle is in the summer.
Yeah, I
do you know what I
guess.
mean?
Yeah,
Bring in the cult and stuff, and
yeah,
yeah, which is really cool. But they got the infrastructure there, man. Do you know what I mean? They got these places, and more importantly, they got the weather.
yeah. Exactly. No, it was a beautiful place, beautiful venue. I felt really happy on stage doing that gig. The vibe was amazing from the crowd. Everyone was like buzzing to be there. The weather was beautiful. It was yeah. That was special. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and a good thing to add as well, that was the first gig where we could start to see people from the Hamburg show who'd gone to Austria.
Yeah.
And they got
Yeah, that's
further
right,
down the
yeah.
front, and they were singing the words. So they'd obviously
That's
got
right,
the
yeah.
vibe from Hamburg, if you remember, because that's when we noticed like
Cottoned on, didn't they?
they cottoned on and latched on to us, which is great.
Yeah.
So you just start to see the same similar faces, you know, when they were rooting for us, which was great. So yeah, that's where we could start to see it all working as well. Not that the others didn't, because it was just fantastic in all fairness, but yeah, that was a cool, yet again, it was an all-rounder, like, you know, before we headed down to Italy, like.
Oh, fucking Italy. Oh, across the Alps, man. Fucking
What a
hell.
drive, like.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, man.
That was a drive and a half,
I
right?
genuinely
Trying to
thought
It is.
let's give a bit of an insight to the Crow family now. Sleeping on a tour bus takes you can either really like grow accustomed to it like that, or I used to make the mistake again, absolutely bollocksed to sleep, and that isn't a good place to be. So it takes a while to get used to how the bus moves, the roads, the sway. So, but going across the fucking Alps, that was a different animal, man, altogether. It was like I genuinely thought I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So fair play to Thomas.
Yeah, great driving there. Absolutely superb driving.
Well, I got up because I could only sleep a couple of hours. It was mental. So I got up and went to the front of the bus with Thomas, and it was pitch black, but you could see the mountains and stuff, and it was glorious. And I kind of wish we could have seen it in the day because we traveled through the night. It was glorious. It was absolutely beautiful. And Thomas was like, "We can't stop." I'm like, "When we're not planning to stop, are we? Oh, but we might have to." And I was confused then. I was like, which one are we doing? And he's like, "The temperature is really cold. We can't stop." He was getting all flustered and stuff.
Well,
yeah,
I was waking up, and all I could hear was,
yeah, he was
then
losing his mind.
It was like literally as if somebody, like, you know, when you're a kid and you roll down the bank in. It was like that, but like imagine doing that back and forth.
Yeah,
It's fucking mad.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a really bad dream.
it was. And then you get to Italy and it's absolutely boiling. It was so hot. Whatever.
Oh, shower,
melt-
man.
Yeah, it was humid as fuck.
We were melting.
It was,
Lion-
wasn't it? It wasn't during they had like a bit of a heat wave, wasn't it? Or was that a little bit later on with this sort of like that heat wave hit Europe?
Europe, yeah, everywhere.
That was the start of it, yeah.
It was unbearably hot. And I made the mistake of walking up that mountain that was in the foreground when you're on stage and fucking fucked me up. I had to come back and I strip off, take all my clothes off and lay. Yeah, see that mountain right at the back there with the like.
Oh, you went up there, did you?
Yeah,
Is that
you
when I
went
was
up
having a
there.
sleep?
Yeah,
Oh, it must have been when I was sleeping.
yeah. I went right up
was
to
it?
the there's a wall going all the way across. I couldn't get any further than that wall, so I went up right up to the wall, and that's
Oh,
where I
fair play,
listened
man.
to Aaron, Joe Perry's guitar tech playing through Joe Perry's rig, and it sounded so clear up there. It sounded beautiful. I told him that.
Well, that's what woke me up. Was him playing through the rig, like.
Mm.
Yeah, he was playing. I think he was playing.
Fair play.
He was playing something by Gary Moore. I can't remember one of his famous sort of, licks. And sounded
Who's
clear
your
as a
walk
bell
be
at
like?
the top there, right? Really, really clear as a bell, like really, But yeah, I had to take all my clothes off and lay down on the because we had a bit of like an old castle, didn't we? And it was like a sort of tiled
It was a
or something like that
terrazzo,
floor,
wasn't it?
stone
Polished
floor,
concrete
innit? Just
terrazzo
lay on
floor.
the floor.
Mm.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, stunning building.
Shut up, Andy Phillips.
Where
It was
our
a mountain,
dressing
right?
was, it was. Oh, remember out the window, Ron?
I think you can find this somewhere. So, did one of you film Dave like doing the step?
So Jake, our sound
Yeah.
guy, was videoing Dave from the window, going hey, and you could hear you couldn't see from in the room the crowd, but when Dave did hey with his top off, the crowd went way like. But then at that exact moment, somebody must have been recording out front because on Facebook it said someone's having a good time, and then she was recording Dave from the front, going hey. It was brilliant, absolute class.
Yeah, it was like our window was like up in a castle, wasn't it? Overlooking the stage was
It's a beautiful
back of the
place.
stage was there, and the crowd was in front. So just playing up to the crowd, and yeah. So kind of behind, sort of like behind the stage is where our one was. But it was cool. It was a lovely place. It was really lovely, wasn't it? It was lovely setting.
Beautiful place,
like
man.
a
It's
piazza.
just too laid back for me. Wait,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Nice
the
pizza.
crew, like the
Nice,
local crew, was just useless, wasn't they? And that's. Oh, we'll just have another cigarette and stand there. All right then.
Yeah,
But
it was.
in terms of the place, it was beautiful.
I'm-
Like it was really, really lovely little town.
Yeah, amazing.
Loved that. And then it was a nice long trek yet again down to Scarborough. Which then this will segue. Obviously, we can should we do Scarborough now, and then we can come back to
Cool.
if we do Scarborough. So it was a bit of a Scarborough. It was a bit of a trek.
Well, the drive from where were we in it? I can't remember the name of the place. Morata, was it? Something like that. Anyway, yeah, it was, what was it, 30 hours with a few hours stop off.
Yeah,
That was a slog.
it
That
was.
was a slog.
that me went
We made the most of it.
quicker.
We made the most of it. I was sort of like, I was just like, right, gonna have a few beers now, a couple of games of cards or whatever. I'm gonna have a kip for a couple of hours. Wake up a couple of hours later, have a few more beers, go and have a nap. Wake up, and I was there then, driving through Switzerland. I was, through the Alps, with a thing, and I was like, I'll have another beer now. With like this, like 8 in the morning or something. I go back to bed for a few hours, get back up. It was literally went on for like 30 hours. This sort of like juggling, having a couple of beers, going to bed, having a couple of beers, going to bed. And the
You were a
journey flew.
trooper, bro. You were a trooper.
The journey absolutely flew. You know, it was the way to do it, definitely.
Yeah, we just had a marathon of cards, didn't we? Really,
Mm.
Yeah.
and a bit of cabin
Yeah,
fever.
were we playing
because
like quiz? We had like a quiz thing going as well.
I'd gone to bed for that. Oh, no, I think I was up for that. I think.
Yeah, it was like
A bit of a
a
quiz
quiz
or
of what
something, didn't we,
people
when
like
we
when they were young, and then you had to guess what celebrity it was and all that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Or combination
That was
of
good
mixed faces. Yeah.
fun.
But we
Yeah,
got the
that was
Scarborough. I mean, like we've never played Scarborough, and I never really heard of this venue, and I was blown away by this venue. I think it's an amazing venue, that Scarborough Open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
When I walked there
Look
on,
at
out
that.
on that stage, it looked like a NASCAR sort of,
It did,
you know, like
bro.
NASCAR racing they have in Vegas and stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly like that.
it was.
You know, where all the car, where like the main floor, where like the pit is played, that would be the track, and then you got all the spectator stands there.
Yeah,
It was wicked, like
it was, man. It was
it was
amazing.
wicked.
And this where Joe Perry came down, boys, to sound check.
No, Joe
No.
came down in
That was
Berlin.
good.
Berlin,
And
that was,
oh,
yeah.
that's when I played Sweet Emotion on the same stage as him, but he didn't know that because I put my tune on mute.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, but in Berlin, we were sound checking, guys, and basically there was a voice that came over. Oh, Joe's coming down. So we had just finished like setting up and stuff. We were waiting to play our first song to sound check, and come down the king, like, innit? Joe Perry, like, he comes down, and he wasn't happy with some sort of setup from the night before or something with one of his guitars. And he was there for a good 20, 25 minutes, boys, with his pedal board and just trying a few things. And we were just standing on stage like, geez, that's fucking Joe Perry. Like, Joe Perry's on stage, just doing his thing and trying a few things out. And it was so surreal, like, you know, like 5 foot away from the legend that is. And
I was fucking loving it, man. Loving it.
He fucking deafened me.
I
Because I had the side fill. We had the
I
side
literally
fills
had
inside,
to-
didn't they? And he was just riffing away, and it was just so fucking loud. I was like, I got a sound check, man.
he was loud, yeah. Very loud.
Really loud.
I
Yeah.
literally put the tuner on mute, and I just fucking played Sweet Emotion to myself on my bass, just so I could say I played Sweet Emotion on the same stage as Joe fucking Perry.
Why not? And why not?
That's class. But when we were in
Can you imagine if Dave come over and went, put it on?
Well, just take your thing off. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry we went back there, but going back to Scarborough, what an amazing venue. And again, it's one of those venues that kind of do these festival things, don't they? Rather than like, I think like Ollie Murs and all that does it, you know, like the pop
Yeah.
acts and stuff. But right in the seafront as well, absolutely unbelievable place. And again, the sound there was class. And look at that. I mean, amazing sort of layers too, you know, this it goes up there in the stand and stuff. And I went up to the top of that as well and had a look at that, and the view was amazing. Like, first I've ever heard of it. And like, and to be
Yeah,
honest,
it's
you know,
crazy,
playing a UK, that's our first UK show now, so we're kind of expecting some of them to know who we are. But again, there wasn't many that knew Crows, so you know, again, it kind of made us feel like, same with the Google Dolls, not a lot of people knew us, and different sort of fans and stuff, and that to us, that excites me anyway. You know, you actually playing to a full house that don't know who you are. Like, what an opportunity that is, isn't it? You know. So but when we took to the stage, man, it was like they were gunning for us. They were like, they wanted us to win. And maybe because we were from the UK, I don't know, but the whole day was absolutely amazing. And from word go, they were with us. That's always going to stick in my head, that show in particular. I thought it was an amazing show. They were well up for it. weren't
Scarborough was great, man. It was kick ass. Like, it was.
they? Yeah.
It just worked. It worked.
Yeah.
It was really good.
But like we were saying
Because
before,
I'll
go on, Lloyd.
go on, but go on. I'll be honest. Like I've obviously from the UK, been all over the UK, never been to Scarborough. If I'm honest, I never even liked the sound of the place. But it's actually all right.
It's really
And
cool.
they were fucking, the crowd were amazing. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
be going in again.
But as the boys were saying, we got really kind of friendly now with the crew and stuff, and you know, Darren in particular, me and him got really close and stuff. That's Joe Perry's guitar tech, and he was very kind, man. He let me play Joe Perry's guitar, his purple one. He even checked me through the PA. There it is. He even checked me through the PA of Scarborough, had a little tinkle on that,
Yeah.
and then the creme de la creme, George Harrison's guitar. There it is. Had a little tinkle on that as well.
Yeah.
Joe Perry bought that for 250 grand. That is George had. That's the Beatles guitar. One of the Beatles, like. I was playing that guitar. Absolutely surreal. And Joe Perry's rig there, you can see a bit of it in that picture. He's got 2 rigs, an A and B rig. And, you know, Lloyd knows more about it than me, but like he kind of makes his own guitars and stuff. So there's guitars like that one there, George Harrison's 250 grand. And then he's got his one he's kind of put together, which costs like 300 quid. Do you know what I mean?
One of the strats you're on about is the one. It's basically a left-handed body upside down, and he's put a right-handed neck on it. So all the controls are up here on it. But if you look, like I've followed this guy for fucking years, forever, like, and on photos or when you see him play, you think, oh, that guitar as a custom, which is obviously made for him, and it's really, you know, that's a boutique guitar. But when you're up close and you see how fucking bad the routering is and stuff, that he actually made that for himself in the early days of Aerosmith when they first started. Fuck, that's the guitar.
I couldn't believe how thin those strings were, man. They were like they were nothing, like.
Yeah.
To
so
play
the fingers, baby.
I just like strummed the chord and it just like sound out the tune straight away. If you put too much pressure on those strings, that's a real sort of custom. So what I don't know what he was using the gauge of those strings, but
apparently he doesn't like new strings. He and same with the tubes in his amp. Darren was telling me that he likes to play things from birth to death, basically.
Yeah.
So, and he'll adapt his way of playing to how the strings or the tubes respond.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking world class, isn't it?
It is, but it's nuts. You know, if he's picking up a guitar that's 300 quid made, and then you've got like, you know, a really expensive guitar and he's still making it sing like it's a, you know, sing like a bird. That's talent right there, and it's amazing. Like,
I have to laugh at that. Darren said to me about his Billy guitar, which is the 335 Lucille, but it's the one with his wife Billy on the front and the back. And he goes, "Oh no, nobody touches Billy."
Yeah,
and it's like, that's respect, man.
Yeah,
that's a fucking stunning guitar, though.
Yeah,
just
man.
for me, I stood next to that. I was like, "It's fucking brilliant."
It's insane, isn't it?
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Emma's asking here, did you see Jeff Beck's white guitar? Yeah, on every show.
Yeah.
They had a bit of a special feature of it.
Johnny Depp's guitar rack on my side of the stage, so I was going up to it all the time and going grabbing the neck and just like Jeff Beck's white Strat.
Yeah, it's a feature in the show of Hollywood Vampires. They kind of, well, Johnny hands it down to Joe Perry, doesn't he? And Joe does his thing, like playing, and that thing to Joe.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surreal times, amazing.
Plays the perfume advert, like
super special memories, and Wayne's World moments in the sense of.
There's a question, but I think I've lost it again now. I tried to find it. This is probably really hard, but Sarah, in one sentence, what was each of your most memorable moment from the tour? Dave, do you want to go first? I don't.
Most memorable moment.
I got a fucking brilliant one. I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think there
In
was
the
so
list.
many. No idea. There were so many cool ones. I guess when Alice Cooper comes over and has a chat and says, "Oh, I've been playing you guys on my radio show. You know." I'm like, thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, there was loads. There was loads. Just every half an hour, it was just something that was like pinching myself.
Yeah. There's two for me, but I think Lloyd's gonna say
I
one.
got two as well.
Yeah, Lloyd. I'll let Lloyd say it later. The other one. But for me, it was Scarborough for a couple of reasons. Obviously, playing those guitars, and also my daughter came to that show, and watching her watch me, and then watching her lose her mind watching Johnny Depp, because she's a big fan of Johnny Depp, and then I got Johnny Depp's guitar pick for her, and she wears it now as a necklace. So it's like Scarborough for me was like this pinch yourself moment. Not only was I doing things with heroes of our industry, but my daughter was watching dad do that. Do you know what I mean? So that was it was this triangle which was amazing. So Scarborough for me, for all those reasons. It was a bit longer than a sentence, but
Lloyd?
It's probably obvious. I mean, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade here, but when we eventually got to Stuttgart, I had a little brief encounter with Mr. Perry. And it was very brief, but he's the fucking reason why I even got into music, really, and played guitar, played bass. So for me, that was just, like I said, it was very brief. It was in passing. And it just, that's something I'll never, ever forget. And it was just how it happened. It wasn't forced. I was out having a cigarette. He walked past me. We exchanged a few words, a bit of acknowledgement, and on we both went. And it was so natural. But yeah, that's probably one of the most memorable things. I was happy then. I was so content of I don't need to go and shake his hand now. I don't need to go and get a photo of him. I was just we've exchanged a few words, and that's good enough for me. Yeah, that was. But again, there's so much more. Like you played his guitar of Darren. He called me over in Hamburg. I went, yeah. I'm like, oh man, but it's just so much. I mean, every one of them is like fucking rock gods to me.
Yeah,
I got nothing but respect and love for them, and it would have been so easy for me to just turn into that guy. Like, but I was content in having the briefness of it. But they know who we are. We know who they are, so that's cool.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, Ron, yourself?
Yeah, for me, it was just, I think it was the constant, like, waking up and feeling that we had a show, which it just made me feel how lucky we were. That's literally, that was my most memorable moment, because I remember just waking up in the bunk, just thinking how like hard work it can be in a band and trying to get to where we were. So it was just the fact that we're actually doing it every day. That was the most memorable moment for me. It was just like, literally, it was just hit me for six. I can't remember where it was. It wasn't on the Google Dolls. I think it was like, if I had to say it, it would have been like, I think Berlin, like after we'd done Hamburg. And it was just that reality of like, I don't know, it's just everything was working. So yet again, a bit more than a sentence, but I just remember just waking up on the bunk and thinking, this is what we do. Like, you know what I mean? So not that I didn't feel that, and we've achieved so much already in the UK and stuff, but I think in an overall, that was just the moment where it just felt like everything's working. Like, do you get what I mean? So, and just still, I think I said it to Shane in football on Sunday. I was like, I miss it literally every day, if that makes sense, because it becomes part of your routine of waking up, getting to the venue, the excitement of where you are, and then you go through all the drama and everything, and then the after the show, the coming down from the show, the talking about the show. Was it a good show? What could we do? What can we do better? What, you know what I mean? It's, you just miss the whole day-to-day kind of camaraderie and little things happening, little memories being made and stuff. So it's a real fucking journey being in a band. And I think that was kind of like the reward, if anything, of kind of like, this is incredible. And it's, you know, it's happening to us as well, which is, it's just fucking awesome, isn't it?
Oh man, it's just, I mean, without sounding like a dick here, we've worked fucking goddamn hard though. So I don't want to sound like, you know, we deserve it. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, it's knowing how hard the graft we've put in, and then having and being rewarded with this, if you like. I mean, I just appreciate it. And you're right. You're absolutely fucking right, Ron. It's just, you wake up and you're like, oh man, it's humbling.
Yeah.
It's really humbling.
Yeah.
It is. But like, I hope people understand or try to understand that we've been on big sort of festivals with the likes of Iron Maiden,
Chain Down, all that. Yeah.
Massive bands, right? And we've been in the same vicinity as them. And, you know, I think me and Ronnie went to the toilet and download, and in walks Brent. And like, you know, it's no biggie. Like, it's just another rock guy. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, but when the circus that follows Johnny Depp and how the security and how there's no other band like that. There's no other band that has a movie star. Like he's the most, probably in the top 5 famous people in the world. Let's be honest. Everybody knows who Johnny Depp is. Like, everybody. So to have him being in a band with the likes of Joe Perry, obviously rock royalty, Alice Cooper, been there, done it, and then you got Johnny Depp. He's almost like he's not meant to be in that world, but there he is. So everybody reacts like ridiculous towards him, and he's always like the last one to come on stage on a show. And you know when Johnny steps onto the stage, because the crowd go bananas, and it's not just, it's the females. You hear the screams. It's like, it's unbelievable. And on the Poland gig, the last gig that me and Lloyd did,
yeah, man,
we were so close, bro, weren't we? And
fucking, it was a moment, like.
And Johnny Depp turns to me and Lloyd.
That cup, man, I went.
Yeah, man. It was just this.
It was just it was just mischievous. I guarantee you, if we were in a bar and he just met us, he'd be like, we'd been best mates. We would have been fucking up to fucking God knows what, but we'd be fucking best mates. I just fucking know it.
So the point I'm making is that you could tell that Johnny has got that way in him, right? That he would love to hang, drink, talk about rock music, but this is Johnny Depp. So he can't be in that world because he's got X amount of security. He's a movie star. He's A-list. So when you have that sort of that look, and then but you know, now you got to go back, boys, and it's surreal. It's like, you know, everybody loses their mind for Johnny, and Johnny can't have a normal life. But in that brief second that me and Lloyd and we had that eye connection with Johnny, it was like, it was gold, man. It was like, yeah. It was wicked. So those things you can't even describe sometimes. And even when we describe it now, it sounds a bit lame, but you have to be there. Do you know what I mean? It's really difficult to explain, but they know where the Crows are, and that's the beautiful thing, man.
Plus, as a bonus, he's the only bloke I've ever come across to win an argument against a woman. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So fucking yes, man.
Oh no, all the women now, all the Crow family go mental now.
I'm only joking. He did win though.
Amazing.
Should we give something away?
Yeah. Anyway, so we went from Scarborough back out to Europe, then, didn't we?
Yeah, I think Ronnie was going to do something before we went back onto that.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, should we give something away quickly, and then we can kind of, because then we had Stuttgart and Poland, and we can explain obviously why we didn't do the UK leg and stuff. I'm just thinking, should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Hang on 2 seconds. I had it queued up then, and sorry, everything moved.
the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric. Give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? So basically, the prize is anything you want from the Crow store. The lyric is it time to raise your head? Is it time to raise your head? What's the next line? Go.
Didn't think there's probably loads of people going, what the fuck is happening
Sorry
now?
about that.
What do you mean? All the new people.
You might not have watched before. They're like, what's
I know.
going on?
That's true.
But next week,
I say a line, you're
hang
going
of
to
it
say the
next
next
week.
line.
I only just thought of that. Oh, Jesus Christ. While we're waiting for the answer, but we're doing Crow Radio this week, aren't we, David?
Yeah, we might as well. Why not?
Excellent. Oh, slow.
The best music all day long. Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Why isn't that up?
Here we go. Crow Radio.
Is it working?
Can't see it yet on the screen.
Can't
but-
see it. There we go. There's the first. There's a.
Hey!
So we've just put this together. It's basically all the bands we've played with over the summer. Hollywood Vampires, Google Dolls, obviously. And then some bands that are in Steelhouse as well. So it's like basically a summer playlist of the bands we've been with. Excuse me. So we started with Hollywood Vampires, People Who Died, which was a bit of an anthem for us, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
When we were on the road with them. Something we'd always sing along to when they played it live.
Great friends.
Next is Miracle Pill by the Google Dolls, which is one of my favourite songs by them, in fact.
Great friends.
Good.
Sin on Skin by us.
I know it.
White Trash Millionaire, Blackstone Cherry.
Great friends.
My best mate, yes.
Where are we? Hateful Hate, I'll Kill You, Black Mirrors, a Belgian band who came across in Steelhouse. Back in the Game, Airborne. My Parade, Chris Barras. Sun and Moon, Florence Black. Do or Die, Elegant Weapons.
Great mates.
Lonely, The Damn Truth. Blood Brother, The Answer. Don't Tell Me Goodbye, When Rivers Meet. Hollow People, Cool Knives. And just for a laugh, because it's August the 8th today, I put on No Effects August 8th. Nothing to do with any of that, but because it's August 8th.
So, for anybody new, where can they find all of this, David?
Go to our Spotify, type in Those Damn Crows, and if you like it, press the green heart, press the little downwards as facing arrow, download it to your library, and share it with all your mates as well. Anyone who's not following us on Spotify, share it with them and tell them to follow and listen to it. We update these playlists as often as we do the Crowcasts, and yeah, we always try and make them banging. So
Good
enjoy,
job.
everyone.
Good job.
Lovely.
Do we have an answer for what's the next line?
Hi, we do. So the line was, is it time to raise your head? And the line that follows is from the shame and sorrow. Lots of people had this, but the first one I saw was Keely Howell. Well done, Keely. Drop us
Well done.
drop us a Facebook message, Keely, on what you want from the store. Go and check it out. Go and have a look what you want, sizing and stuff, and your address, and we'll get that out to you.
Beautiful.
Well done.
I have to get some sound effects and applauses and stuff like that. So-
Yeah, you know what we're on about.
I know. So I was thinking, then Lloyd, as a this and the old it's like a Dave soundtrack, innit? That was the point. Like, I can't get it.
I'm sorry, that was from the song "Lay It All on Me," just in case anyone wanted to know.
There it is. There it is. So where were we? Scarborough.
Scarborough.
We've gone from Scarborough, and then we went to Hans Martin Schleierhall. Where's that?
Stuttgart.
Very good.
Stuttgart. It was fucking boiling.
There was a lot of people there.
There was about 10,000 people behind the fog.
And the rest.
Yeah, it looked like there's no one there, but there definitely was.
That was such a cool show.
It was mad because of the smoke and the fog there. It was at one point I remember thinking to myself, I could be playing in my bedroom now and no one could fucking see me.
Yeah, you couldn't see anyone, did you?
Because of the fog, like I could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I think off the top of my head, the attendance was like 17. Am I right there? Was it like 17,000 or was it less than that? 15?
I thought it was 16. 15, 16.
16,000.
I'm not going to argue with that, boys. I'm not going to argue with that.
So it was incredible.
We've had worse days.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It was ridiculously hot that day, wasn't it? In Stuttgart,
Yeah.
It was painfully hot, wasn't it? It was like 37 degrees or something.
Yeah, and this was the first indoor show we had done with the vampires, and it was huge, man. It was amazing, and like Dave said, absolutely boiling. But I just remember like going out and just because you couldn't see, I could see bits, but as Lloyd said there, the fog and all that, and the smoke, you couldn't see, and then they would make that noise, and you're like, Jesus, this is rammed. So the noise hit you, like, but you couldn't actually see him. It was so weird, so weird,
isn't it?
Yeah.
My dad, my brother, and my partner, my girlfriend Sam came to that, and that kind of really G'd me on a bit. I was like, yeah, I got to do an extra special show tonight.
Yeah,
you know, I hope they could see it through the fog, like. It's like pretend you're in the wall.
Good show that one.
It was a good show, man.
Yeah, really good show.
It was good.
Yeah, everyone Ashcroft there just asked what it's like playing in different climates. It was just to be honest, by the time we got to Europe, because it was so hot in the UK before we left,
the guitars don't like
the
drums.
That's a really good question because there was one gig. There's one gig, and I never see it, but I was really uncomfortable on the one gig. It was just because we weren't used to it. I could have done with like two fans in that circumstance. I want to say that was Italy, or actually it was Italy. I think it was just it was just so hard to like breathe because I don't know. Same with vocals and stuff like that. When you're playing the drums, you learn to breathe in certain spots when you're playing, or do you know what I mean? That's the only way I can explain it. And that one, it felt very thick. The air felt really thick as you were playing. So I'm pretty sure that was the one because I think I came off and said that was a ridiculous hot one, like, you know. So I don't think you can train for that. Like, besides do it more. I think that's the key. Is I think you'll get used to climate, and what I kind of noticed with the other drummer, Glenn, he had like a much better fan than me. That's the bottom line. Without getting too technical on it, they obviously make a lot more money, and he had a much better fucking fan. That's the bottom line. Like, he had a fucking Premier League fan on the drums, like, you know. So there was little things like the tuning of the drums were changing as we were playing. The kit was hot to touch on that gig. It was fucking I don't think I've ever done a gig like that ever in 20 years, like 20 years plus. It's fucking, I've just never played in that climate. Like, I think I did a cymbal grab on one of them and you could feel the heat off the cymbal, like, you know. It was
cook an egg off a cymbal, like. Yeah.
Do you know what? I reckon we could have done a video off
cymbal, like.
That's a fucking show. I think if we're ever in that position again, we should, you know, obviously if we're allowed, but even backstage, just get a cymbal and fucking cook an egg on it, like, you know. It was
fucking clean them first.
Yeah, that's true. Phil does a good job here now. Well done, Phil.
You fucking all the oil and all that.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's Yeah, it was just one of those gigs. That's a great fucking question, because I remember thinking, wow, I've never done one like, yeah, where it just feels tight on your chest when you're playing, like if the air, like it's an air thing, I think. So
Keeping your guitar in tune is more difficult as well when it's hotter. I find it's like it either goes sharp,
kills the
quicker, or
strings
goes,
as well, man. Kills the strings.
yeah.
And same with drums. Kills the skins. The heat.
well, that one we did
It's-
like the sound check, didn't we, in Italy? And then I remember we went for food, and I said to you,
Yeah.
boy, fuck, you could just see the gear was getting destroyed. Like, you know, that sun was belting down, and there was just no cover on it. So yet again, something that we learned, like, you know, we should have probably taken the drapes and stuff and put them over the, you know what I mean? So it's just little things you learn. Like, I think we've said this throughout this episode, we learned a lot from both tours, from the Goo Goo Dolls. We learned a lot from our headline tour, like, you know. So I think that's the thing when you're in a band, and especially when you're starting to go up the run, you learn how to do things maybe differently, better, and you make a lot of mistakes as well. That's the way. The only way to go forward is to make a few mistakes, I think, and then you kind of adjust. And on that Hollywood Vampires, they were so slick, and like you boys said, their crew was so Premier League. It was just like, wow. So you could learn loads from that, and watching how they worked and how they protect their gear, how they do this, how they do that. And then we'll take that on to the next show and the next show and the next show. Hence we did with Steelhouse. So yeah. Good question, that was. Very good question.
Yeah. So where were we? We were in Stuttgart, weren't we?
Yeah, heading over to Poland then.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's it. We went up to Poland then. What was the name of the place?
Slupsk.
Slips.
Slupsk, wasn't it? Something like that.
And
Yeah.
that was where they had that fucking amazing health spa, if you remember right, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
How's the
Lovely
shin,
little
bud?
spot, yeah. Oh, do you know what? I literally, the scab only came off yesterday or the day before from my knee.
There.
Yeah, give me a right little clobber.
We'll get to that in a minute, is it?
But yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a good show in Poland. That was the last. Was it the last show?
Yeah, well, it wasn't meant to be, but it ended up being the last one because we were supposed to do Wolfsburg, but we were pulled off that again for a similar sort of thing that Hollywood Vampires needed to leave early, so they brought the show forward, which meant our slot at the start had disappeared. So they had to get on their private jet at 9 o'clock, I think. So which meant they had to be off stage by 8:30 at Wolfsburg, which meant that we were off that show then. So it is what it is. But you know, it cost us a lot of money, and we're being honest and frank. We don't know how to be anything else. But we would do it again in a heartbeat. Like the amount of money it cost us, you know, to pull a show. We've got crew, we've got buses, we've got transport, we've got flights. All that came out of our pocket. We still got paid for the show, so that's cool. But you know, those extra costs to stay an extra couple of days in a place where you don't need to be, it costs money. But we would do it in a heartbeat again, wouldn't we, boys? Without fail.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
So there's no qualms at all. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is, and with the support act, and like we've always said from day one, when you're the support act, you shut up, you do your job, and you get on with it. Like so. So Poland ended up being our last show, and again, it was one of those outdoor things where the stage was quite low, and then there was these levels up the banking, wasn't it? Like amphitheater, yeah. And it's mad because we've never played Poland, so again, we wouldn't know what was going to be like. But they really warmed to us, and there's a few people that knew us, knew our stuff.
Great, man.
Remember that one guy?
Really good.
That one guy shouting out. You shouting out something in Polish, and I said, I don't speak Polish. I haven't got a clue what you're saying. And I said, is that good or bad? And then somebody translated, like said, crows are awesome. And I was like, yeah, that's brilliant. So, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, man. You know, you've never been there, and yet there's people loving what you're doing and are so happy to be there listening to you play live. And so that the whole show was class. There was another Polish band who were playing as well, apparently a sort of big band out in Poland. They played as well. Wicked venue, and that was the last night we played with the vampires, and that's when me and Lloyd had that moment with Johnny Depp. And
Yep.
That's
Our
a
mate,
moment.
great mates.
yeah, anything that stuck out with you in our show, boys? Poland.
No,
No, it was just a good show. Just enjoyed it. I mean, like all the others.
It was a bit of a
show.
mixed bag for me because we knew that this was the end of the road,
Yeah,
and it was kind of like a bittersweet kind of
Was.
thing. It was really sad, but it was like, man, this is so cool. And I think the Hollywood Vampires crew got the very same feeling.
yeah,
I know Paddy. I mean, we haven't mentioned Paddy on this yet, but Paddy was he started off as the stage manager, then he moved jobs to the production carpenter on their crew. But he became, even now, me and him stay in touch. He's fucking hilarious. But it was sad to say goodbye, wasn't it, bro?
he was.
Do you know what I mean?
It
It was, and with all their crew, and because I think we just gelled so well.
so
But yeah, it was really bittersweet.
Yeah,
we got told as well, and I don't think I'm wrong for saying this, because I'm not going to say who said it, but many people said it. When we did Scarborough, we obviously couldn't do the British side of it because, like it was mentioned in the comments earlier, we did Swansea Arena. They were playing Swansea Arena after that. It's logistics and all that. I don't know. We would have done the British tour as a band because we were enjoying the roller coaster and the people who went with it, like, you know. But when we did go back to Stuttgart, I don't know, like the warmth we felt from everybody there. They'd missed us on the British leg, and I think that was worth, like you said, Shane, that was worth every penny we've lost. Anything that went wrong during that tour, it was worth to hear them turn around and say, we've missed you. And like this is coming from all angles, not just crew. This is coming from production side of stuff and that, and they all basically said, we wish you would have done the British side of it. And yeah, you know, hindsight's a marvelous thing, and I bet if Hollywood Vampires could go back, maybe they would have had us for the whole thing. But this was all kind of last minute as well because of the logistics with sea there and stuff.
sure.
So there was a lot of turning cogs amongst the machine, like, you know. So I think for me, Poland felt unfinished personally. I felt like we had more to do. And I know it was only one more show, but it just felt unfinished. And the thing that kind of made me happy and kind of made it kind of sign off was the health spa. I think if the health spa thing didn't happen, I would have been a little bit sadder.
Yeah.
But the fact that you tell him, I mean, we get taken back, don't we, for the showers?
Yeah, there's this beautiful hotel, right?
That is stunning, isn't it?
It is like 5-star plus. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like 5 stars; it's proper. So we end up going down these flight of stairs. We asked where do we get change and stuff. Oh, come down to the showers. So she took us down a couple of levels down into this basement, and then there's this amazing like swimming pool. All the lights are off, and we said to her, "Oh, is there any chance we can?" Oh, no, you can't. Sorry. Okay, fair enough. After she left, I looked at the boys. I'm like, boys, should we? And we all just took our clothes off and just jumped in the swimming pool. And it was like this, it almost felt like this relief and release. Like, you know, like,
yeah,
not like naughty kids, but just like we'd behaved so well on this tour. Do you know what I mean? We've done everything we can. We've spent a lot of money. And it was just this, I don't know, this thing that came out of us. And like Ronnie said, it was needed, like, you know, to blow off the steam, like, and we had a blast.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, I don't know if you're familiar with the scene off The In-Betweeners where it's after they have the prom and they're on the bounce on the trampoline.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Do you know what? It reminded me of that where they're all like reminiscing and they're on the trampoline and
they're lying down talking about their time in school and it's the like, are we ever going to see each other again? And it's that bittersweet moment.
But this hotel, right, is beautiful. So from floor to ceiling windows, and we're in this beautiful like forest that you see these huge trees, right? It was like there were no lights on. It was dark. It was like skinny dipping in this pool, and we all jumped in, and some of the crew did as well. And it was just like this, a perfect send off. Not musically, just the boys, like saying.
You all got out, didn't you? went and got showered. I went and had a shower and fucking going back in. So I run back in. So I
Yeah,
need
Great,
more.
it was great.
We got
Great.
some video footage of it, but you ain't seeing that Crow family. That's just for us.
Nobody
boys.
can see that. There's
Nobody can see
there's
that.
a lot of white asses. There's a
Yeah.
lot of white asses on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that you get what I mean, don't you, with that? Because we were kind
Yeah.
of, and that's not me being ungrateful personally. Because the question earlier of your most favorite moments, now every moment, every day, like you said, there's so many to list, but it didn't feel complete until last Spa, and then I was like, weirdly, that fucking weird moment that we had, it was like that moment of craziness. It just, I don't know, I was just fucking happy then. That's why I think I said that up in the lobby to you, didn't I? I was like, fucking needed that.
Yeah.
I'm happy now. Like, do you know what I mean? Weirdly, it was like, yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It was the same endorphins I had when, boys, we haven't even said like the where we were on the scooters in Germany. It was the same sort of release. Do you know what I mean? Like we're on tour, but we're having fun as well. And it's very important to do that on tour because you're all in this tin can called a bus. You don't have much space. You don't have much. You have lots of fun with your boys, of course you do. But there's a release. There's where you need to just step a little side shift away from the music and the industry and what touring life is, and just have fun. And that moment where we all jumped in the pool, it was just this massive release. And then same when we went on the scooters, like that endorphin rush, with the boys, like it's class.
So what Shane is saying there, I mean, there's so many things that we're not saying because obviously there's just fucking way too much to cover. It would have been like, I mean, we're on nearly 2 hours now. It would have been hours. There's more photos. There's more. Maybe we'll do something, a bit of a look back, sneaky peeks. But the scooters happened the next. So we leave Poland, and obviously Wolfsburg is none. So we have to go back to Berlin because we have to go back to the original plan because flights are booked. You got to think when you do stuff like this, there's us, there's crew going. So everything's in a kind of advanced way, as advanced as it can be. So we have to go back to Berlin. So we have to waste a day just hanging out in fucking Berlin. So we decided to go out for some beers and shuttleboard. Is that what it's called, boys?
Yeah.
Played shuttleboard, ping pong.
Shuttle or shuffle?
Shuffleboard, yeah.
Shovelboard. Then we had darts. So we just found like these proper. Dave did it. It's all Dave's work. In all fairness to him, found us like proper fucking German bars, good beer. But then the shorts came out. Then the shots came out. And if we fast forward, it's fucking mad because like Shane says, I think we'd gone to a couple of clubs and stuff. I think Lloyd had gone at this point. Shane had gone back to the hotel.
Yeah.
So there's me, Dave, Shane, Jake Tilley, and John Hill. And Shane says, we're not getting a taxi back to the hotel. And like, we've all had a few now. And I don't mind sharing this story because it's fucking brilliant. And like a couple of the boys, like, I don't want to say who, but they were like, what? Oh no, it's way too far. And it was far. I think what was it, boys?
14 miles.
Fucking
14 miles.
20 miles.
Yeah, it was fucking far in a car, like so it's about 20 miles in a car.
Cardiff, like.
And Shane's like, nah, we're doing it on scooters. And I was like, fuck it. So I didn't need much persuading. So we're straight on the app, and we, Shane. And we're like, fucking the next thing you know, me and him are like doing, hey, come on in, boys, come on, boys. And there's a couple of them having trouble with the app, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, the idea is dying. Nope, we get everybody on the app, and we literally, it felt like the fucking Goonies, because that would have been about, say, if that's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, we didn't get back to the hotel till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
We literally, wherever we were in central Berlin, we were fucking riding through the city, seeing all the sights, as they say, on a scooter. And the only thing that stopped us was the fact that we hit the fucking their motorway, Autobahn. We hit that at like 5:30 in the morning, and we couldn't get the scooters on that. Or we decided sensibly after a few fucking drinks, we can't ride on that. And it was the case of then we realized we looked at our scooters, or some of us did, and I realized I couldn't park my fucking scooter. So we had to ride 5 miles backwards to try and find a place to dump the scooters. But that whole night was fucking crazy when it back ease and I think it was on Tilly's shoulders at one point, or trying to climb up his back because he's so fucking tall. If anyone's met our front of house Jake, but what a fucking night! And that like summed the whole tour up of random, didn't it? Really, it was like,
yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. We had to travel back on ourselves to get a taxi because you just can't pull a taxi down when by the motorway. Like, so we had to go back, drop our scooters off, and everything felt. As someone said it, but there, Sandy K was like a Goonies. Like the swimming pool thing was a Goonies thing, and this felt like a Goonies thing. You got to have fun with your boys. When we work so hard, as Lloyd said earlier, you work hard to get where you get, but like you've got to enjoy parts of it too. And my God, we did that night. We didn't go to bed until the early hours in the morning. Well, it was morning. The sun was coming up. Like it was
morning.
That made it even more romantic, boys. It made it even more beautiful. The fact that we had travelled all night.
And it's funny. I'd gone out for a fag. I'd gone out for a cigarette, and then I just see this car pull up. I could fucking hear you all. I was like, "Hey, fucking up!"
We were brand new, but
I popped up from the edge like that.
But all the way through the night, the scooters were losing their battery power, so that we had to find another scooter. So it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. We loved it.
It was like a video game, wasn't it? It was like a video game where you have to like use the battery and try and jump onto another one, and then if you have to like give your mate a back if you can't find another one, and drop him a one, and he jumps on one, and then you do the same thing, and it was like a proper like Commodore 64 game or an Amiga game or something.
I said there was one part I felt like we were kids again because like mine I never had it on the scooter before, but literally ran out of juice where you're like it proper slow, and I was like, oh man, and I couldn't see anything, and like Shane just kind of passed me like, jump on, bud.
Yeah,
it's like jumped on the back of him, holding him, and I can't fucking see because he's obviously taller. So I'm like literally he'd find me a scooter then, wasn't it? That was
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was hilarious. Like it was absolutely hilarious.
How no one got hurt is a miracle. I have no idea, but fair play.
Oh, I don't even think about that. I don't even want to think about that. It was
Our sound guy Jake says now like that's the best night he's ever had. Like it was a brilliant night. And it wasn't just with the scooters, it was just a good night, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Out with the boys and having fun. Like,
it was nice.
So, yeah.
Top TM in that was Dave though.
It was Dave. It was.
All right, top TM in, give the fucking Uber driver, the Bolt driver, the wrong fucking address.
Well, you know.
On the way there. Yeah, it was only 5 kilometers in the wrong fucking direction. Not bad. Like.
There's John Hill now. Funniest few hours of my life. He was shitting his pants. That's the truth. He was like, "Oh no, I think we should really get a taxi, boys." No, we're going on a fucking scooter, mate. Fucking brilliant.
He rode on the back of my scooter for a good 3 or 4 miles.
Oh, brilliant, man. But yeah, and that kind of rounded off. And then plane back home, and and on to Steelhouse.
Yeah, which was a nice way to end it all, wasn't it? Back home soil, home turf.
Absolutely, the perfect send off. Really, we'd done all our touring in Europe, and then to come home and finish it back on home soil was to the reception as well, boys. We know how special Steelhouse is, and you know, and it's not just a Welsh thing. People come from all around the UK to be on that mountain, and you know, the Crow family and the Steelhouse family merge in there, and it was just again euphoric. Really, it was just like the perfect way to end that batch of shows. And to have our little sparklers, but they look, and some flames as well. We brought all that. That's not a Steelhouse thing, by the way, people. We paid to have that. We brought that production in. And that's what I was saying. Like when you go on, you know, with the big boys and Hollywood Vampires and bring in, if you haven't seen the Hollywood Vampires, go and see them because their production is brilliant. They're like their staging and stuff, the lighting and all the effects is amazing. So we just thought, well, why not? We love Steelhouse. You know, we've got to compete, then we, you know, with the bigger boys. So let's try and bring something, and that's what we thought. So we got to bring it again now on our other tour at the end of the year, and so yeah, get your tickets to see the production levels go up again. But yeah, Steelhouse was
pushing the boat out.
exactly. You got to keep pushing, like so. But how was Steelhouse for you,
Yeah,
boys?
it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same old
Yeah,
tour that we've already done. It's going to be something new. You know, it's going to be more exciting. There's going to be more to see. It's just going to, we're just pushing the boat out each and every time.
I
Yep.
genuinely felt playing Steelhouse this year, especially after it was the end of the tour.
yeah,
Kind of felt like coming back to Wales. It was like kind of I wanted to look at these new fucking moves I've learned. Do you know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to show them all this. It's like that kind of. It's like going over to your mate's house as a kid and going, "You want to see this new game I got?" Do you know what I mean? It was literally. I think every one of us felt that. You have a fucking attitude of you just want to kill. It's like I don't know. It just worked, and it only comes from touring.
That's it. You can stand in a room rehearsing and all the rest of it as much as you want, but you don't really get yourself together as a band until you get out there and do a tour night after night and play in different environments and stuff, and then you really feel like, you know, I got a grip on this, you know.
yeah.
I mean, even down to like the cheeky little sort of introduction of all the members of the band and just like little pieces of the set like that. I mean, just fucking, it was the perfect show to do that. It's just, it was a nice homecoming, and then you kind of feel like, oh, end of the road now for a couple of months, a couple of weeks. I had 2 days off. I'm like, I want to go fucking back out. I need to get back on the road, like.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm done with sitting around now, boys. I
definitely
want to get going again. Come on.
That's the thing. I don't think we dial it in. See, it's always like, and it's not. Obviously, we write the set list and that, but it's not contrived. Do you know what I mean? It's always like, so every show is different for us as performers as well. Because you say it yourself, Shane. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in the show. Like, so you can't like. I know a lot of bands do, and I respect that, but we don't try to make sure every part is orchestrated into that part. I know it's got to be like routine in some way, for otherwise our fucking crew would kill us if we decided to go off script and stuff. But you still got to allow those magic spots of something happening in the crowd, or an audience reacting to a song, or do you know what I mean? So, and I felt that with Steelhouse, we really like took it all in, took our time, and just enjoyed every second of it.
Well, considering, I'll give you all a bit of an insight here. Considering we took pyro, and we like to go off the cuff. Now, usually pyro doesn't work if you're always playing off the cuff, and especially for the first time you run in with a pyro company who've never seen you play. But all those stars aligned that day. And it worked, you know, so the flame didn't take our heads off. Do you know what I mean? It worked. We had a good show.
Yeah. It was windy up there, so those flames, man. Jeez, when the wind caught there, it would catch you out, and it would come towards you. And the sparklers had me in the eye. I said this off stage, and I was like, at one point I was playing the guitar. People must have thought, oh, he's really loving that. Like I'm doing this, like with my eyes and all that. But they were closed because I had a sparkler in my eye, and it felt like I was on fire. I was like, oh my god, I've lost my eye. But that's again like something. Being out stage and having that production is like something that was a first for us. Like you don't have a warm up to do that. You just wing it. You see what happens. Did it work? I think it did. Everybody loved it. Everybody got behind it. Like Ronnie says, we tried to stay as free and not contrived. And I think the only thing we did that contrived was that new bit, Lloyd, as you said, the hey Lloyd Wood or China.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've tried anything like that, really, and it seemed to go down well. Well, apart well,
It would.
Shane didn't like it, but
Yeah, I don't fucking like anything.
yeah, but yeah, it was a special moment, man. It's obvious we love Steelhouse. Yes, it's a Welsh thing, but the festival's growing, boys. It's not just a Welsh thing; it's international. Look at the headliners they got. And it was great to be on that bill. Blackstone Cherry, absolute class. We watched them. Again, you're learning from those bands, aren't you? You know what I mean? Side of stage and watching
Oh, they
them.
were
And Lloyd,
fucking on fire, man.
yeah, you had a moment, bud, didn't you, with the drummer?
Yeah, well, it was quite funny because I was stood on the side in the wings with the guitar tech,
Right.
and my partner Sam, as a lot of people know, she's pregnant, so she sat on the pelly tucked away, and I'm saying, look, just keep your heads down here now, and if they're cool, we'll be all right here. We can watch a show here, and we can just nip home, man. So this guy comes up in front of me, and he's coughing like hell, and he had his hood on, and he's really short, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure if that's Chris or not. So he's like, and he's quite like, he's pumped, man. He's fucking pumped. He's fucking in the zone. And I look like it. I went, it's Chris. I said, so I'm nudging Sam, going, and she's going, what? I was like, just fucking, it's Chris. All right, like that. And then at this point, John Fred Young walks up. And I look at him, and we just go, hey, like that. Me and him have never met. Obviously, I'm a big Blackstone Cherry fan. So I just tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, Brad, have a great show. Rock it. And then he turned and he properly engaged. So we had a little chat. This is literally moments before they went on. So we had a little chat, and then he introduced himself to my partner, Sam. And it was cool. It was really cool. But I sent him a message after it, but he's got back to me since, as you boys know. So there's a bit of a thing there. Like, they all know, but they all know.
Yeah, he's following the band now, on Insta and stuff.
mean?
So, you know, it's
But again, what a really sweet guy, genuine sweet guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking fair play to him to power through that set the way they did, and they were all honestly they were all really full up with it.
Yeah.
Fucking, no one would have known.
No, man.
No one would have known. They were kick ass, like.
They really were. Brilliant.
But yeah, great festival, man. Great fucking headliners. I think that's done fucking wonders for Steelhouse having them up there.
Yeah.
It really broke a boundary for them, I think, and I think it only they can only build on that now. I'm so chuffed for Max and Mikey that happened.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful way to wrap up an amazing summer for us, wasn't it? So, and it explains as well, and like backtracking to what someone said earlier about like Swansea Arena. This is the reason, like, you know, us doing our tour with the Vamps and stuff and not doing UK. And then obviously you got Steelhouse, and as Lloyd just said, then we've got Winter's End as well, which we've announced, which you did on stage in Steelhouse, Shane.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's been announced now. I think there's still some tickets left. I think I'm not sure what is the score there, so something to look into, everybody. We'll try and find out and post it on our socials. And these are the decisions when it comes to when you're booking a tour, whether you book Wales or not, like, you know. So obviously we love playing Wales. We are Welsh, but the timings have to be right, and there's a lot more to it. And then after playing like Swansea Arena, like we did, which was just absolutely terrific. What a night. Yet again, you could do a whole show just on our tour, which seems so long ago. And for our families and everybody who has supported the band from day one, to see that, like, to see our name in lights was just, it's incredible, isn't it?
That was the best show I've ever played. Best show a headline show I've ever played. By a country mile for me.
Wow. What is in like your performance or how you felt on stage?
Just everything. Performance, how I felt. It just first arena. It was our rodeo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was our show. It was our first ever headline arena show. I mean, Download was up there, but as a headline show, that was the best show. It had everything for me: the emotion, the party. It had everything. It was just, it don't know. It kind of just felt that we'd arrived.
Yeah.
It was something special about Swansea that night. It was.
I think it was. I think what you just said there sums up perfectly for us individually, but as a band. But secondly, I think all the fans who came to watch, it was a first them watching our first.
Yeah.
So I think they were up for it as well, which just the marriage is perfect then, and you know, the band up for
Absolutely.
the crowd wanted to witness our first arena show, and it was electric, man. The atmosphere was incredible. There were people there, bro, that never even been to watch us, but heard of the fact, like people I knew from back in the day, like who never even come to one of our shows. But
man, there's loads of people from when I was in school who've never been to a show of ours, and I looked out, and then I'd have messages going, "Oh, great show!" I'm like, "Fuck, I haven't spoke to you in fucking 20 years, nearly." Like,
yeah,
I didn't even know you liked me.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
So thank you. Do you know what I mean? Thanks.
Yeah,
it was special, man.
It really was.
You know, thank you, boys. Thank you for fucking helping. You know, us all doing it. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It was a fucking moment. Like,
yeah, we're doing all right, boys. But we keep going. I think this. Do you know what Crowcast is good for? So I got asked this in an interview the other day. Do you sit there and reflect and think about what you've done and pinch yourself moments? Not really, but when you sit down with the boys and talk like we're doing, it's the only time you actually sit down and talk about it and reflect, and you know, we're always looking for the next step. I mean, is my point. We're never really happy. We're always looking for the next goal, and doing this sometimes.
I to be honest, bro, I think we could play stadiums and we'd still want to fucking play somewhere bigger.
100%.
And that's but I love that attitude. I love that. It's like, well, no, you know, we want to play Mars next. Let's do it. Do you know what I mean? Let's fucking do it.
Like,
yeah.
Let's Elon Musk. Like, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Keep
amazing.
Just keep going.
It's amazing.
Anyway, look at Dave's hair. He looks sensational.
He looks like he's done something wrong, doesn't he? He's just got.
I think let's hand it over to Dave. I think let's do it all properly. Let's get the
Sorry, I'm not prepared. I haven't got it here. Here we are. If Godzilla was real, he'd produce 152,436,928 gallons of piss every day.
Wow. That's a hell of a start, that is.
I know.
Of piss.
Oh, Davo.
Can you imagine the size of the flush?
That's a lot of piss.
Oh, that's incredible. Let's see what everybody's thought of that one, Anne.
Yeah.
Fresh bollocks.
Oh, Shelley. Shelley with it. Look, Shelley's get it. Oh, that's what we're here for. That's the stuff we do.
Yeah, Donna Morgan, how much poo? I was thinking that. I was thinking, right, read about the pee. What about the poo?
Maybe you could follow up with that next week, mate.
I'll have to work it out. I'll have to weigh my pee and my poo and do the math, and then we'll work it out from there.
Yeah, you do that.
So Lisa will look forward to next week when I'm weighing my my excrement.
Hey,
Got a little
hey,
weighing scale, it's about the right size. Got a little weighing scale, it's about that size.
a little bit now off the road. I hope I'm okay saying this. Are you getting ready now for the wedding, bud? Are you all ready?
Been doing some stuff today, yeah. Yeah. Done
Have
some-
I
some
have I
bits
have I
today.
overstepped the mark here? Do people know? Should I be saying? Oh no, I shouldn't have said, should I?
Yeah, no, I don't.
All right. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Anyway, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big
All
dump.
right.
Godzilla's piss.
Godzilla's piss. Anyway.
Loch
Yeah,
Ness.
have a-
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah, look, that's it. Dog nose snowman.
Loch Ness monster.
no.
What's next, Steve?
Oh no.
See, that's where I gotta get back to my shit because I used to have all the like gifts with the tumbleweed and everything. Gotta get it all back on track. Gotta get it all back on
Okay.
track.
Into the swing. Back into the swing.
Yeah. But yeah, anybody who obviously followed like from the first Crowcast, this has been definitely a bumpy one tonight. Trying to kind of get back into it and work out what the fuck we're doing again.
Yeah.
It's been all right, man. It's been all right.
Yeah.
We've had a good laugh. It's been quite profound and it's been quite emotional, really, in some parts, hasn't it? I mean, it's good.
Mm.
It's been the longest
Good
one in
night,
a
good
while,
chat.
hasn't it? 2
Yeah,
hours.
it's been the only one in a fucking while. No, it's been good. It's been good. It's been nice to give everybody an insight to what's been and what's to come.
Aye.
What's occurring? Oh,
Ronnie's
lost
gone.
one.
Yeah,
He's quite good as a 3, isn't he?
it's fucking boring. Was I wrong? Cheers, bud.
In the middle, where I belong.
Oh, there he is.
No, there he is.
Here he is. Oh, yeah, he is. He's back now. Everybody's back now. He is.
Crow formation. So are we calling it, boys? Is that it? Or is there anything else? Or
Yeah, I think that will do.
I was on the bed, didn't I?
Like, yeah, literally, I think
That's the end of the telly then.
we will like obviously we'll recap more and do you want to do like if there's any more questions? I don't know if there's anybody who's got anything more they would like to ask, or maybe we can we'll roll that for next week as well. Like, what have I done?
no, then Dave's like, any more questions? He's like, no.
No. Or maybe we'll do that next week then if there's any questions that everybody wants to kind of catch up. Yeah, there we go. Dave's like, yes.
There we are. All right.
Someone's just said, "Oh, Bevis has Shiner recorded a one-liner." Oh, I don't know. Is he?
No, he didn't. No. I asked him. He
God,
just
I was
said,
about-
like,
I was about a last line from Lloyd then.
there we
Is
go.
it?
But you
Lloyd's
have
last line.
Yeah, cue me in, Dave. Go on, cue me in.
It's Lloyd's last line.
Right. Never bite the hand that feeds.
Just lick it.
Wicked. Thanks so much, everybody. This has been Crowcast Catch Up, episode 104. Thank you for joining us. Have a great week. Rumor has it we'll be back next week, Tuesday, live at 9 on Crowcast, episode 105. Until then, Crow family, stay safe, look after each other. No star.